guys. Oh my god.
Oh, we
Um.
already had some people on there, 6 people.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes my first question easy. Just kidding. No. This is just like a casual question. Are you like? Do you run on Indian time or no?
I do.
Oh no.
This is probably one of the first lives that I've been sort of on time. Yep, it's 8 o'clock. I'm on time. It's one of the first ones.
Oh, we should do like a congratulations thing for you.
Hmm. Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good
You're welcome.
job. All right, let me
So
see.
funny.
Everybody who is jumping on the live today, welcome to the live. I appreciate you guys for joining in. My name is Drumunson. Obviously, you're on my channel, and if you guys haven't yet subscribed or followed my TikTok, feel free to go over there and follow my TikTok. Share this live with your friends and your family. It's gonna be a pretty good live. I'm excited for it. I've been waiting for it for a whole week. It's low key a little nervous, but I think we'll get through it. And so far, I've had a conversation with a lot of other um, female YouTubers, and we're gonna try this thing where we do like kind of like a reverse conversation to where my guests are gonna be the ones who lead the conversation and then ask me any type of questions that they feel like it. So this is the first one that we're doing, and I want everybody to put your hands together and welcome the guest of honor, our host this evening, Navajo Mama. Give her a round of applause.
We need that background noise that has all the clapping.
I know, right?
Oh,
Those little machines they sell with the buttons, they'll be really good.
yes. We need to
Hmm.
invest in that. Actually,
We
you need to
do,
invest in that for your podcast. But
for
thank you
real.
everyone. Yeah, thank you, Jermonson, for the introduction. Like I said, tonight we're having a conversation, kind of an interview as well with Jermonson. He spends so much of his time, asking other people questions. We just want to ask him some questions as well. This is his channel, so it would be nice to get a little bit deeper within certain topics and get to know the man behind the podcast, like literally.
Mm,
So we'll go ahead and do that. Are you shy?
sweet. I'm all hiding myself
You're like,
like this.
mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask some questions tonight. I do want to also honor the comments. I want to go back and forth, but I don't want to cut your Bunsen off at any point too. So I just want to preface with, if I did not read your comment, I am so sorry. I will do my best to go ahead and read those comments, as you guys are super, super important. Literally, we would not be here without you all. So Renee says, "Good evening, you
True,
two." Hi, Renee.
true. We got Christy, Lori, Just, Simone, Renee. What's up? Thank you guys for joining the live.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right. So, I kind of wanted to ask like this first question.
Uh,
Oh my gosh, you look like this kid in the candy store. You're like, um, so I'm going to lead off with one question that I have been thinking about for quite some time. Also, Jermonson, if any of these questions seem a little bit rude, please let me know. Please let me know if I'm like overstepping at any time. But
okay, that's
basically,
okay.
I know I know that you mentioned you live in Blue Gap, right?
Hmm.
Yes.
I live in
And
Blue Gap. Yep.
so yeah, so I wanted to ask you, how is it living on the reservation? Like, how do you like it
Now or when I was younger?
now?
Now. Well, I don't really live on the res now. I have a house out there. I visit all the time. But I've been living here in
Okay.
Albuquerque for like maybe 4 or 5 years now.
Oh, okay.
Actually, you
So
know what?
how
Maybe 3 years.
okay, so 3 years. So what made you decide to build a house on the Navajo Nation as opposed to in the
Well,
city?
I wanted a home next to my mom's house and my grandma. And
Okay.
so my house is literally like 50 yards away from my mom's house. It's kind of really next door. And
Okay.
my mom and dad, they always told me to, they always encouraged me to build a house so that my kids can have like a proper home.
Mhm.
So the majority of my influence to build a home in Blue Gap was so that my kids can have a stable home when it's finished. That way,
Mhm.
when they get older, they can always have a place to call home when the house is finished. And then obviously they're not with me 24/7, so I'll probably give them a key. So, whenever they need to come over, they can just come over and then they can stay in the house.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Well, that makes sense.
yeah, yeah. And
Um,
plus Blue Gap is where I grew up at. So I always knew that I needed to build a house in Blue Gap because when I get old, I
mhm.
assume that I'm gonna get old in Blue Gap and I want a good house to live in when I'm getting old. So I probably won't ever go
Okay.
upstairs when I'm old, but I'll be good.
You made a two-story house for when you get old.
Yeah.
You better have an elevator in there.
Exactly, right?
No, we're just gonna put it out there that you're gonna be one of those fit grandpas who can like
Uh-huh.
climb a mountain. So that's gonna be you driving around
Yep.
your ATV.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah,
I say that into the universe every day. I'm gonna be like, let me get on this ATV. Let me climb these stairs.
I'll just pray. I'll be like, Lord, please bless your Munson
Yep,
and his,
exactly.
and his life in the long run. So when you were building your house there, did you have much? I want to say, did you have much of a pushback from people within the community, or were they all for it? I know there's a little bit of like a leasing, kind of like a hurdle to jump over. Was that hard to get through?
I I got I haven't got the lease yet, but I got all three signatures that are required. So
Okay.
I feel like the leasing part is like the lease is the least important thing. The important thing is for the people who you're gonna live around with are
Okay.
okay with you living there. You know what I'm saying? So I got
Mhm.
a signature from a grandma, and then our neighbors, and then someone who lives sort of like a mile away. They've been
Mhm.
living in that area for I don't know, maybe 40 plus years, and they're the ones who helped me sign the paper, and then they just say,
Okay.
yeah.
So
But
basically, from their wisdom, they helped you.
mhm.
Mhm.
Um, there's like about the process to get the paper, right? The leasing papers. You got to draw everything out for the
Honestly,
ins.
no.
Well, it's not that hard actually. You just go to the chapter and then you get the papers, and then it's a requirement to get three or more signatures so that you can build a
Okay.
house.
Hmm.
And then whoever signs it, they have to have a grazing permit because so
Right.
not just anybody can sign it. They have to have a grazing permit. And when I got mine, I um I decided to obviously go with the people who I already knew, low key, because
Yeah.
I because I did ask some people, but then they kept saying that they lost their papers, and I
Oh
kind of felt like
no.
that. Yeah, I didn't think that was true. I just think that they didn't really want us to build a house. And people did come by and they were throwing like shade, like low key,
Hmm.
they were throwing shade low key. And we already felt it. They're like, oh, you guys are building another house. Because we already had built a foundation for my mom's house, like way before I built my house.
Okay.
And that was supposed to be my house where I built my mom's house now. So
Okay.
when she wanted that spot, I just went ahead and I told him, I'm going to just move my house this way, like further south. And I just built
Hmm.
it there. So when we built
Okay.
the second foundation, people were low key kind of like feeling weird about it.
Oh no, that's so sad.
Yeah,
Correct me if I'm wrong. So I feel like when you have a lease, you're only able to have a certain amount of buildings on there, right? Like you only can have a certain amount of buildings, including a shed and all of that, right?
I believe so. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
I'm not
Yeah.
too positive.
I've always wondered about that. And then I know you mentioned that like you wanted that space for your children in the long haul. Is there a
Mhm.
process as to how you put their name on it should something like happen or anything, like how to pass that down, or do they also have to go out and get more signatures?
I don't know if it's gonna be. Well, my kids are all on my life insurance, right? And
Mhm.
then on inside of that life insurance or whatever, my sister is the main one who's in charge of it. So
Mhm.
I think all I need to do is put it in writing that if I croak one day, all I gotta do is have like 50% my daughter and then 50% my sons. Or maybe I could split it
Okay.
into three since I have three kids. And
Okay.
obviously like my sister will probably be on there too, but I definitely want my kids to to inherit the house if they ever
Mhm.
need to get away, like when they become adults, and if they
Right.
need to get away, yeah, they can always go there.
Okay.
So
Well,
I
that's
think I
something
just need to
nice.
put it in paper.
Okay. Well, that's something good to plan for. I
Hmm.
know, like in our area of the Navajo Nation, when you're leasing the land, you're basically just leasing it. It's never actually yours. Like it still belongs to the government. You just have a land permit. Is that how it is in that area as well?
Yeah.
Mm.
So the majority of that area where I have the house at is in my mom's leasing area because it's not
Okay.
that far away from my mom's house. So
Okay.
if I go forth with it, then they probably have to split it, and then I'd have
Oh,
one section, and then my mom have the other section. I think it's like an acre per person.
okay. I see.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Well, that's interesting. That's something I've always thought about. Um, my parents right now are thinking of becoming snowbirds, but I was thinking about, having a little bit of a building up there, just so I have that there when I go home and travel on weekends. But
yeah.
that's really good. I feel like I'm doing something good by thinking that far ahead. And then I had
That
another question. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say that's way far ahead. I know I'm thinking way far ahead,
No,
but
that's okay.
I I started this plan way before I even wanted to move back to do that. So I was living here in Albuquerque for
Hmm.
like 4 years before I moved back to Pinon, and then I moved back to Pinon and I stayed there for like 2 years, and then I moved back to Albuquerque. So I this whole plan was way a long ass time ago, and I
Oh,
finally pulled the trigger. I don't know, like it's almost been 3 years now, I think.
okay.
But it's planning way the hell ahead of time.
That's okay. That never hurts anyone. It's actually better to have a plan than have no plan. So
True.
that's really cool. So you mentioned that you live in Albuquerque right now. Is that okay? Okay, I need to ask you this because last night I was on a live and I could not say. So how I was pronouncing where you live is Albuquerque. That's how I had been pronouncing it.
Albuquerque. Oh
Because
no.
when you look at the spelling, it says Albuquerque, and like that's how I was reading it in the English, pronunciation. But a lot of my subscribers were telling me, ask your Munson this tomorrow, because I kind of got them all mixed up. I had them all saying it wrong now, but they told me it was Albuquerque.
Uh huh.
Is that how you
It's
say
just
it?
it's just Albuquerque. That's just
Al,
how I've been. I don't know the exact way to pronounce it as far as the spelling, but
mhm.
everybody calls it Albuquerque.
Albu,
Albuquerque.
sorry,
Al
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque.
Albert? Where did
Yeah,
the R come
Albuquerque.
in from?
Just the way
Albert.
it's just the way everybody pronounces it. Albuquerque.
Okay, and so one of my subscribers told me
Albuquerque.
they told me they call it Corky for short. Are you
Um,
familiar with that?
probably bouquet. They call it
Bouquet.
bouquet. Yeah, or they
Okay.
say or Duke City.
Yes, Duke City is what Anna
Yeah.
told me. So that's pretty crazy. So I guess how the desert here in Arizona is called or referred to as the Valley, your area is referred to
Mm-hmm.
as Duke City. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, sounds about
Um,
right.
okay.
I
Let me
don't.
go ahead and
Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say. I don't know. I've never heard anybody try to pronounce it like the way you're pronouncing it. Albu,
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque. Nah,
Hmm. I
nah.
I
You.
honestly think it's Albuquerque.
I never heard
But
that before.
I had to apologize to the state of New Mexico because it's like, I'm so sorry. I'm
Hmm.
so sorry. I
Hmm.
butchered your name.
I'm not. I'm not. I wasn't born in New Mexico, and I don't. I don't like live. I was. I love Albuquerque. You know, I love it here, and I really wish I could grow old here, but I don't think I can. But I love
Okay.
Albuquerque. Hmm.
So do you love that area more than you love the Phoenix area?
Yeah, like 1,000 times more than Phoenix.
Why?
Too damn hot in Phoenix.
Okay, aside from the
Way
heat, it
high.
was only 116 today, only. So what else?
Today the highest here was 106. Yeah.
Wow.
Hmm.
And y'all get snow, right?
We get snow, we get rain, we get wind, we get beautiful weather, we get monsoon. Um, and it's not that humid as Phoenix is. Phoenix is so damn humid. It's just so bad, isn't
Are you visiting the correct place?
it? The valley.
Yeah.
Is it not humid over there?
To me, I don't really see the humidity. I've lived on the East Coast, so I know what humidity feels like. But here, I'm just some days I'm like, why is it so humid today? It's not even raining. But for the
Mm,
most part, I feel like it's mostly dry.
mm. Yeah, we get all the weather over here, even during the winter time. It doesn't stick a long
Aw.
time, but we do get snow.
So when the snow comes and it's winter time, do you participate in the snow bath? Like the
I haven't
first
done that.
snowfall?
Nah, I haven't done that in years.
When was
Um,
the last time you did that?
Probably like 5 years ago.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah,
not too long ago.
I did it in Blue Gap. I didn't do it here.
Mm. Did you
And
feel more indigenous doing it in Blue Gap? I'm just kidding.
I don't understand the purpose of jumping in the snow, but if it's a if it's a thing that because my grandma used to say to do it, and then my dad is the one who does it all the time. Like every time we drive from Flagstaff to Phoenix, and he
Mhm,
used to stop right in the middle where that scenic view is, and he
mhm.
used to find a tree, and he would just take off his shirt in the middle of traffic, and then just shake the tree, and then get a snowman on the
Oh,
tree.
oh my
That's how he
god.
did it. Yeah,
Well,
but
that's like a shower.
yep, not a bath, but more of a shower. But for me, nah,
Um,
I don't really do it. I'm
okay.
just shy to show my body. No, I'm just kidding.
Like, I want to show my rolls. Just kidding.
Yep, don't want to show these rolls, man.
No OnlyFans.
Nope.
Um, so I know I watched a couple of like your older videos and I watched like your recent videos and I listened to your podcast. A lot of the things you say are pretty, wild, but like no filter, but true. So I know you talk about your mom a lot. How was your
Hmm.
dad?
My dad. What do you mean? How is he?
Like I hear so much about your mom. I hardly get to hear about your dad. So like how was your dad? How was your relationship with him? Like
I'd say my dad and our relationship now
mhm.
is way much better than it used to be. I feel like a long
Oh,
time ago we had kind of like we kind of had distance between each other,
oh,
and the reason for that is because he was young and he made a lot of mistakes, and some of the things that he did put me and my family in a bad situation. So then I kind of
okay.
feel like that kind of created some distance between us. And that's the reason
Oh,
why I always talk about my mom, because she was there for us like 100% of the time. And then
mhm,
my dad would just, come and go and come and go. But he's always been a good dad. Like no matter what he did, he would always like talk to us in a good way, like in a positive way, give us advice
mhm.
in
Like
life.
supportive.
Yeah, supportive, and he would share his wisdom, and he would always encourage us, and he would always tell us, stay away from girls, tell my sister, stay away from boys, and make
Did
sure
you
that you
ever
guys.
listen?
I listened all the way up until eighth grade.
Oh wow, that was early.
Well, yeah, seventh grade, but eighth grade is, yeah, something was wrong with me, yo. But he would always tell us that, and he would always tell us to finish school, tell us to stay away
Mhm.
from drugs, stay away from alcohol. Even though that was one of the things that he was really fighting with, he would always tell us to stay away from it. And
Right.
yeah, he was always loving though. I mean, he was strict, but I feel like every father is supposed to be strict. Every father is supposed to show more discipline than the mother is. That's what I believe in, and I feel like he did a good job. Um,
Mhm.
he did a good job raising us, as good enough job as a man like him is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? He's like
Mhm.
he dealt with his struggle, but yet he still was able to be there for us. And I mean, there's been some times where like he broke my heart when I was a young boy, and it took me so long to get over those kind of things too. You know, but now him and I we're good now. Like I text him, he texts me, he calls me whenever he wants, and I answer. And we're always in Home Depot together. We're building a house
Aw,
together. You know, so
yeah.
yeah, he's a good man. I love him. He's done a lot for our family. Actually, he's provided a lot for our family, and
Mhm.
he's always got our back. Like he's always got our back, and he loves his
Oh,
grandchildren, all his grandchildren. You know,
I love hearing this. I love
yeah.
hearing this. Oh my gosh. I'm like about to cry, but no, I love hearing this. I I don't know what it is, but when men can talk about their fathers and their, their history just growing up, it's really genuine. So I like really
Mm,
appreciate you sharing that. That's really good. As far as like our parents, they also had gone through their own journeys, their own traumas,
yeah,
just everything that they dealt with. But I'm so glad that your dad was there, just present through it all, supportive. It sounds like you had a very supportive dad growing up. So that's like something not many have. Not many people have
yeah,
that.
that's
That's
true.
so sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and read a comment really quickly. So we
Go
just have
for
a
it.
lot of people saying good evening. We also have Lori just kind of asking how both of us are doing tonight. I feel like we're both doing well. We kind of talked about that before coming on the live. And then we have Dean Nanya. So to live on the reservation, you only lease the land where you are building your house. That is correct.
Yeah, sounds correct.
Yeah. And then so we have Rebecca. Question: is the Navajo Nation checkered board like other reservations? Meaning, can non-Navajo members purchase land on the reservation? I do not
Um,
think so.
Checkerboard area, I believe that it's only closer to New Mexico. But
Okay.
where I live at, it's not so much checkerboard, but there is the Navajo or the Hopi land area that kind of
Mhm.
falls right close to where right in the middle of Navajo.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. I for where I live, no, I don't think so.
it's not
And
checkerboard in
then
your area, huh?
no, it's
Oh,
like
okay.
deep res. Just kidding.
Yeah, yeah, it's all res, man.
Can't you tell? Just kidding.
Super.
Um, and then we have Life Goes On who says Burke. And then we have Lori who
Bouquet.
says Bouquet. And we have Ransan who's saying Albercuville. Just
Let
say
me see.
elves. Okay, native guy, you are onto something. Let's just say elves. I was saying
Alps. There you
Albert.
go.
So
I I always call Albuquerque ABQ. Like when I hit up
ABQ.
Jerickson, yeah, I'd be like, "Yo, you gonna come to ABQ? When you gonna ABQ?" I don't really call it Albuquerque.
Okay. You'll catch me being like, "Oh, we're gonna stop at Albuquerque on the way."
Quirky.
Oh my gosh. And
Just
we
don't say
have
that when you're in Albuquerque.
oh my goodness. No, 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 no. I'm not even gonna talk. It's like
Yeah, just say New
we have
Mexico.
we have Curtis who says the Navajo Mama, hey, what's up at Jermunson. Sia says
What
Albu
up?
crazy, watch your car. Nay. What's
Exactly.
nay?
You gotta watch your vehicles because there's a lot of carjacking that happens here in Albuquerque. Did
Have
you
you
did you
ever
know
had
that?
your car stolen?
I haven't, but Lefty did not too long ago, like 2 weeks ago.
What?
Yeah, he so he drives the work truck, and he
Mhm.
usually brings the work truck back to the apartment complex,
Yeah.
and then he had the key. This is the original truck key, and he had it in his car. And I went home for the weekend. I came back, and he told me, "Yo, the car got stolen." And then the truck key was inside the car when it got stolen. So
Oh,
I know on my TikTok, you see, you could what some people probably seen. I was I had to get a locksmith. He came over, reprogrammed the whole truck. I bought a new key, and
Oh
then like
my gosh.
4 days later, they got the car back. This damn key was still in the car, but there was like heroin needles all over the place. That lady who
Oh,
stole it was involved in a car chase. It was bad, and he got his car's all messed up. He can't drive it. Yeah.
oh my gosh. But Lefty's
It-
okay. But still, you need
yeah.
a bill, Lefty. I'm just kidding.
The Lefty was sleeping. That's how I was. I told Lefty, don't sleep even at night. You get your car stolen.
Oh my
I'm just kidding.
gosh. You're supposed to sleep like this?
Yeah, exactly. Nah, he got yeah, it got stolen when he was asleep. So
That is
he got
crazy.
yeah, it gets wild out here. But a lot of people say a lot of weird, crazy stuff happens here. I don't really see it. I know that Central has a lot of crazy activity at night,
Hmm.
but other than that, like I don't watch the news and I don't really search for the bad things. I see a lot of good
Hmm.
things in Albuquerque. So yeah, I love
So
Albuquerque.
like the bad is there. You don't go looking for it. You're just like cautious, mindful, like living your own lane. Is that how it
Mm,
is?
yeah,
Mm.
exactly. You don't
Do you
go. You
go?
don't.
Yeah,
And
go ahead.
you don't go to places where you know you're not supposed to go neither.
Okay. So like what is one of those big places that what is the name of it in your area that you avoid?
People call it the war zone,
Okay.
but I don't have a lot of knowledge as far as the
Yours.
war zone. I know
Is
it's
that considered hood?
so yeah, so people say, but it's that's further on like the southeast side of Albuquerque.
Okay.
Yeah. But like
There's
I said,
this
when I drive by, I don't really see anything bad.
Okay, there's this YouTube channel. They go around and they post videos of them driving around like the deepest hoods of the city. And I've actually
Hmm.
seen a few for Albuquerque, and like they posted a couple things there.
Just say Albuquerque. Just say ABQ, please.
ABQ, sorry. Oh my gosh, Jermunson's people, don't
Albuquerque.
come after me, y'all. We're done. Good night. I'm
That'll
just
be
kidding.
that'll be the pitiest thing someone ever comes at you for is saying Albuquerque, but someone will come at you.
Let's go. Let's go. Just kidding. Let's go. Let's have a spelling competition. Just kidding. No.
Albu-
Um, so we have Curtis saying sup to other people. Jerry and Kayla, hi. We have Curtis B. Yo, who says rain, snow, and sunshine all in the same day.
oh yeah, no doubt. The whole because
Oh.
we been when we first started the business,
Hmm.
then like during the day when we were going out trying to get clients, it'd be like
Yeah.
early in the morning is good, and then in the afternoon it would rain, and then
Oh,
closer to the like evening it would start to snow, and then we were just like so confused. We're like, "What the hell, man?" Everybody was like, "This weather's just bad." So
that's
it did
horrible.
that a
You're
lot. So, yeah,
like, what do you wear that day? Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah. I don't think I've ever been that concerned of what to wear. I just put on whatever and then just go out and work.
So if you
But
go to
I
work
bet the
like in
ladies
a
are confused.
right? Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm sure
Hmm.
Lefty's confused too. Like he
Oh
probably
yeah,
likes to dress
yeah,
up.
yeah. He'd be
Oh my
the
god.
least. I think I'm more concerned about what I wear than what Lefty is wearing. So
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
No. Really?
Hmm.
Oh
Lefty's just
wow.
up and go. He's the up and go guy. I mean,
I
look at my
mean,
hair. You know how long it took me to poof this hair out? Like
how
20
long?
minutes.
20 minutes. Do you have a hair
20 minutes
routine?
with the 20 minutes with the hair blow. I don't really have a hair routine. I put like oil in my hair just to have it stick to look like this a little bit. But then when
Okay.
I take a shower in kind of cold water. But when I do my hair, I wash it with hot water so it
Okay.
drains out all the oil. And then
Okay.
I rinse it off with a towel, and then I use a blow dryer and blow out my hair. And then I YouTubed it a couple weeks ago, and I'm like
Oh,
how to make it a little more puffy so I
like
can
give
like
you some volume?
yeah, some volume, and then I'd be like
Um,
this, super hot, and then cold, and super hot.
yes.
Yeah.
Are you giving it a little bit of a tease underneath? So, like, once you put your hair up and you lean it over, you can kind of tease it with a comb, and then you brush the hair back over so it gives you that volume. Have you
Mm.
done that before?
No, I haven't done that yet.
I'm gonna send you a video. You're gonna be like,
Yes, send me a video of a guy doing it because I don't have
yeah, I'll
hair
send you
like a
one of a
man.
guy. There's guys who do that all the time.
Okay, and I'm thinking about going. I'm thinking about stopping the hair grease and doing
Mhm.
something more of like I think it's like a dry something that's
Like
dry. It's like
pomade.
powder. Yeah, it's like powder.
Okay. Um,
Yeah.
why are you trying to grow out your hair longer, or do you keep it at a
No,
certain length?
I keep it just like this. I don't know if you
Okay.
can see the back of my hair, but I keep
Yeah,
it
we
just
can
like
see.
this. I don't want to go any longer. Man,
Mhm,
my hair was really good at one point, and then I went to this
mhm.
barber, and then he just totally messed up my hair. He cut it way up here, and it was just literally
Oh,
this part.
no.
It was bad. I literally didn't want to go out. I'm like, dude, I don't want to go
Did
anywhere. It
you
was bad.
invest in a cap?
I did. That's when I was wearing beanies all the time. I'm trying to stay away from wearing
Okay.
beanies. I'm pretty sure you see me
Okay.
wearing that orange beanie all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that answers why you always lived in a beanie.
hmm No,
Oh, man.
It wasn't to keep my hair. I don't know. It was just like a comfort thing, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
It had nothing
and
to do with my
you
hair.
are you sure? Because he cut your precious hair, so that
Oh,
sometimes
that
that
time,
makes
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so it makes you feel a little bit like, a little naked up there or whatever, like, "Come on, dude, you
hmm
just messed up my hair."
So for
Aw.
people out there who don't believe that hair means anything or matters to men, they're tripping because hair matters to men, and it's kind of like the reason why I give Lefty a haircut or anybody a haircut is because I know that it boosts their confidence.
Mhm,
And every man out there, whether they like to believe it or not, when they get a haircut, it boosts their energy because it makes them look handsome. They feel better about themselves, and they can be presentable to people or in the
mhm,
public or to girls. And it
mhm.
just and women like guys that take care of their hair too. It's not. It ain't
Along the
anything crazy.
Along
But
that line of, your hair care and what you believe, I know that you're not a stranger or you're not shy to, complimenting people, like your boys or whatever, on, like, what they accomplished or what they're wearing or whatever. I know you give hugs, you're a hugger. Um,
hmm
what is some type of, like, advice you would give to some Navajo men who are growing up who are just really, really shy? Like some teenagers, young men, like how would you like what is maybe one of the couple pointers you would give them so they could get over being shy?
well, when I used to go to different schools and present at schools,
Mhm.
I I didn't make it a man or a boy or a girl thing. I told all the students in general that there's a lot of things to explore in the world. There's a lot of places to visit. There's a lot of different people they can meet, a lot of different
Mhm.
food they can experience, you know. And one of the one of the examples I always gave was when I was younger and I used to when we moved to Phoenix, I would always order a burger from like Burger
Oh,
King or wherever, but I would never tell the person who's taking my order that I don't want pickles, um, I don't want mustard and ketchup because I was always too shy to say it.
mhm.
And
Mhm.
I would just deal with it. I would just grab it and then I would just take it out myself and then put it back in. Yeah, it came down to those little things in my life. So some of the encouragement I give to them is just to not to get so overwhelmed with what other people think about them and
Mhm.
what other people might say about them. I know that's very hard, and that advice is kind of broad, but I feel like if I could get to at least one kid, then that's a good job for me. But as
Mhm.
far as Native men out there who are probably watching this, or maybe I wish every Native man can watch this or listen to this or hear something that I have to say. But I really feel like if a man starts to become more accepting of his past, his present, and start to plan for his future, I really believe that could boost some confidence and really be open to the fact that they're not perfect, because I know a lot of men pretend that they're perfect, just to deal with whatever like situations they're dealing with at the moment. I really
Mhm.
want them to realize that they probably do have some issues, and they probably do have things that they need to work on, and I want them to accept all of the negative things about themselves, and then on top of that, accept all the positive things about themselves. And I
Mhm.
really feel like that could help them realize that they're valuable, and it'll help them realize that they can also benefit other people in their lives, such as their girlfriend, their wife, their mom, their dad, their kids, as
Mhm.
long as they are accepting of their mistakes and of their insecurities. I feel like then there could be some growth. But they definitely need to do a lot of self reflecting, because I do a lot of self reflecting, even if it's
Mhm.
just like in my day. And I'm
Okay.
just like, because a lot of times when I wake up in the morning, I don't want to wake up in the morning. I want to just lay in bed, and I don't want to go out and do my thing, but I know I have to. And then at the end of the day, I'm sitting here and I'm like, dude, you got to do better. You got to do better. You got to wake up, and you got to at least try something, because I'm in a place where I don't want to do anything. I just want to stay in the apartment and watch TikTok and
Oh
go on the
no.
podcast. Yeah, go on the podcast, talk on the podcast, go live. That's all I want to do right now. But as far as self-reflecting, I know that's not good. And I don't want to be a person trying to motivate the men while I'm not motivating myself. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Right.
And it's not a bad thing for men to pray to. I know my mom and my sister, they always tell me to pray, and I feel like when a guy prays, he becomes more vulnerable to himself, especially if he does it alone. It's better to pray alone, so that you hear your thoughts, you hear your words, and then you self reflect on the things that you want, and on the things that you don't have when you pray. Because when you pray, you mainly pray about what? Your family, the things that you would like in your future, and then
Mhm.
um, positive things. And then sometimes you're able to reflect, because then you admit to the things that you did bad when inside your prayers. You become vulnerable with
Yeah.
God, Creator, whoever you pray to, and then from there, I feel like there's some self growth. But I definitely think a lot of men need to just they need to stop lying to themselves. A lot of men lie to themselves, and I think they
Mhm.
need to stop lying to themselves and admit they have some issues, and they need to start working on those issues.
So throughout like your lives and some of the videos you do, I feel this passion that you have. I feel like I can see and kind of feel in a sense and hear this passion you have about talking. Like you said, you address equal genders like men and women, but more so, I kind of see you like trying to rally up the men, trying to be positive and kind of be like a good influence on them. Is that why you're so passionate about that? Just like from your upbringing and from your journey? Is that why you do what you do on your lives where you talk about men and try to give them advice?
The reason why I do that is because I've been in a position to where I wasn't appreciated, and I wasn't valued as a man, and I wasn't valued for all the positive things that I was able to bring in people's lives and
Mhm.
in relationships. So the reason why I sort of rally toward the men is because I know that there's a lot of men in my position, and there's a lot of men out there who think that it's okay for people to walk all over them or treat them disrespectfully just because they love someone so much that they don't want to hurt them, or they don't want to get in an argument, or they don't want to share their opinion. And I feel like they just swallow that, and then they do what the world tells them to do, which is to swallow your pain, swallow your opinion, swallow your words, and not express yourself. and I feel like that's bad for them in the long run. And I don't think they know where the line is crossed as far as being expressive to somebody, because I feel
Mhm.
like a lot of men think that they should only express themselves to their wife or their girlfriend. And personally, I don't think that's the case. I think that a man should be able to express himself to his homies, to his guy
Mhm.
friends, or to his brothers, or to his dad, or to his mom or his sister. Not necessarily always to the wife or the girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of men need to realize that and, you know, just be more expressive with their emotions. But I definitely do really try my best to encourage the guys, because I know that a lot of men need the encouragement despite what the society is saying about men these days. I know a lot of men, they get shit on, especially native men. We have a
Yeah.
really horrible reputation because a lot of us, to be honest, a lot of us, we didn't have really positive role models as far as men in our lives. And a lot of us were raised solely just by our moms. And
Mhm.
whether or not it was the choice of the mom or the choice of the dad. Actually, I should say, whether it was the choice of the dad to leave or the mom to keep the kids away from their dad. I don't know
Mhm.
what purpose that would have, whatever reason that made the parents make that choice. I feel like it really robs a child from their some of their number one like leaders, like role
Okay.
models in their life.
Okay.
And I think a lot of grown men nowadays, I think that they're suffering from that because they don't really know who to look up to. And if
All
it's
right.
not too late for them, I feel like if I can help them in any way, telling them
Mhm.
that they're valuable and they have value in their life, and people love them and they serve a purpose, and that they're
Mhm.
smart, and that they're strong, they're powerful, they're handsome, and they can do anything they set their mind to. I feel
Right.
like if I
Compliment.
if I yeah, yeah, if I continue to say that to the men, I feel like it'll get through to some of them, and then you know it'll
Kind of
make a
like build
difference
their
in one's life.
self-esteem.
Hmm. Yeah.
So you said a couple of things there that I want to touch on. Um, a couple of very great things. I just want to go ahead and read a couple comments really quickly. So we have um, Navajo Urban Destiny. Hi, thank you for being here. He says Lefty is never right. Enjoying the interview. Um,
That's
Renee
facts.
says, "Oh, I love Sarah saying Albuquerque." Carla says, "Hi." Justine says, "Have you been to the hot air balloon show in Alb? I have not.
ABQ.
ABQ. Sorry." And then we have Navajo Urban who says that's the trade for Trump on his hair. I don't know. Oh gosh. Sistine is also agreeing with me. Tease it and then make that bump. So that's going to be very helpful. Renee says,
Gotcha.
best advice ever. Other people's opinions of you aren't your business, and failure is a learning opportunity. And we also have Lori who says self reflection is so valuable, which is really good. Lori also says Jermonson has a lot of heart, which I definitely see. I
Aw.
feel that. Aw. But there was a couple of things you said there. I kind of like wrote it down because I didn't want it to get everywhere. But you said it tonight. You've said it before. You said sharing emotions. So you believe that men should be able to share their emotions, but only with their spouse. And I know a couple lives ago, you had mentioned not sharing emotion with your girlfriend unless you're engaged or married.
Yeah.
And I'm like so curious behind that thought process because when I was reading that, I was like, Mister, I have questions. So what's your I know you just talked a lot about it then, but I guess I had a question because if the man is not able to be emotional with his girlfriend who he's dating, how is it ever going to get deeper? So, how is the woman ever going to know, oh, this man can connect emotionally? He is marriage material. I'm loving this. I want to go forward with this. Because honestly, if there's a man in your life who's dating you and everything is so surface level, they're not able to get a little bit deeper. That kind of scares the lady into thinking, okay, does he have a future with me or am I just
Yeah.
some friend? So, what's your thoughts?
I respect that. That sounds pretty valid, but I believe, and this is just my opinion, so I
Mhm,
believe that a man, just let's just take me for example, okay? So I really, really, really am super protective of my vulnerability now. At first, I wasn't because I
mhm,
was I was able to be vulnerable with like a girlfriend or girls who were just my friend
mhm.
until an argument happens and they throw everything back into your face, and it hurts it just even more than when you were feeling those emotions and you felt confident that
Mhm,
someone wouldn't, throw back in your face. So I decided to let men know that the only people who should another man feel vulnerable to is their either their mom or their sister or some of their homies,
mhm,
unless they are married to someone who was their girlfriend, unless they get married. But I feel like as far as the emotional aspect in a man in a relationship, I feel like a lot of women really don't gravitate toward men who are really emotional about themselves and their own feelings, which is
mhm,
why which is why I feel like in order to reassure a woman that a man is respectful and is able to handle emotion is only in the situations where the woman talks about her emotions, and then the man
mhm,
is able to respect her and then also help her through her emotions, rather
mhm,
than the girlfriend just rather than the man expressing his emotions to the woman and having her help him out through his emotional journey. And I feel like um, when women are more emotional in the relationship,
mhm.
it gives them that opportunity to be just more. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It gives them
Oh,
more of
I'm
an
having
opportunity.
hearing loss on this side, so I tend to listen to this side more. Sorry.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
I don't know if you mentioned that in the last live. I don't remember.
No, actually, in the last live, you didn't even dig deep at all. So I have like lots of stuff hidden beneath all this soil. So if you want to pick up all these big rocks, I'm like hiding under here.
Dang. All right. We could go a little deeper next time.
Please, like
But yeah,
much deeper.
yeah, yeah. But anyways, I feel like that's the reason why men should have friends. It's very important for men to have a couple of friends, at least one or two, not a whole lot, because you can't trust a whole lot of men either. So a man should have at least one or two friends that he is able to express his emotions to, so that when he goes home, he can be the rock. He can be solid for the relationship. And then when the girl wants to come back, or the girl wants to express her emotions, then the man will be there and he'll be strong enough to handle her emotions and help her through it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
So that's my opinion. That's why I think it's important for men to have guy friends. And if he doesn't have guy friends, then he has to lean on someone like a family member or or maybe yeah, a family member. But
mhm,
definitely I feel like men should not overwhelm a lady with his emotions. I made that mistake before and I learned from that mistake. And it might be good for some men to do that in a relationship with a certain woman, but if we're being honest, I don't feel like there's a lot of women out there who are able or
That's
who
so
are not
sad.
yet.
Mhm. I said that's so sad. Go ahead.
There are not a lot of women out there who are able or even ready to handle another man's emotions, because women are emotional, right? You guys are emotional beings.
Mhm,
So it's just like it's just like trying to light a fire out with gas. It's not possible, and it's harder for us to light the fire out from our emotions
Mhm.
because let's be honest. I feel like if we start expressing our emotions to you, you're gonna start expressing your emotions of how my emotions made you emotional, and then we're gonna start talking about your emotions when we first started talking about my emotions, and then it's just kind
And
of
so,
gonna get
like,
in a
the
circle. You
first
know what I'm
one
saying?
was never dealt with?
It's like we were talking about me here, not
Mhm.
about you. And
Right.
and a man doesn't want to say that to a woman that he loves because he doesn't want to hurt her feelings. So at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's just about him trying to protect her feelings when he originally just wanted to talk about his feelings. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hear you. And I also agree because I feel like as women, we know we are emotional, and I feel like that's not a bad thing. I feel like it's
some
not bad
some
to be
women know that they're
emotional.
emotional. Some women don't believe
Yeah,
that they're emotional.
like when you have to just accept as a woman we are emotional and it's okay, it's nothing bad. And when you know it, you have that power of self-control, you have that power of knowing how to use it into different categories, like your different hats you wear. And that's basically how it is. We have to realize when we go into the workforce we have a different hat. When we're at home
Hmm.
we have, but all those values are all underlying and we're honing them. And so as far as ladies being emotional, I feel like it also can be a good thing. And I like what you were saying with the conversations between a man and his partner, like his wife. It can be hard. I do see that, to where the man does, talk about how frustrating his day was or something that is really bothering him. And maybe it's the stress of finances. Maybe you're like barely cutting even. Maybe you're living month to month. Maybe you have some type of like intimacy issues that you want to talk about. But whatever it is, I feel like as women, we should be able to put ourselves on the back burner, hear our partner out, and reaffirm them, because that's what
Hmm.
you do and that's how you be there for each other. That's how you're a team.
Hmm.
So being
Hmm.
there, listening to your partner, literally not even thinking about yourself. Like, you don't think about yourself. You're supposed to be listening to this person who is entrusting you with all of their feelings, and that is supposed to stay there, like not go anywhere else. You don't go tell your other lady friends. You don't go put it on like Snapchat or whatever whenever someone makes
Hmm.
you angry. You don't go deleting pictures on your Instagram of your partner because you're like having time out or whatever. You just deal
Hmm.
with it. And that's like the mature thing to do, right? Do you feel like that?
Yeah, I definitely believe that. But I believe it, yes, for sure. I think, but
Right.
it's very hard for women to do that, though. A lot of women they struggle with being able to put their emotions in the back burner and then have the man say, "This is how I'm feeling." And
Mm,
I think personally, I know that it's hard for us to do that because of the reason why I said before is when we say it, when we do it, and then it hurts our partner's feelings, and then it just starts an argument, or it doesn't even. It's not even about the way we feel anymore. It's about the way our partners feel. But
mm,
I feel like I guess it's like a maturity thing. Maybe when a woman reaches a certain level of maturity, then I feel like she's able to know how she feels, be solid in
mhm,
her emotions, and then be able to take on another person's emotions, such as her husband, and just help him through whatever he's dealing with. And
mhm,
I think that's just the way it is. And I know that it's hard for a lot of men to do that. I know it's very hard for a lot of men to be super expressive, but that's where they need to do some growing too. They also need to grow. It's not all on just the wife. You know what I'm saying? That's also on
oh
you.
yeah.
You need to be able to open up at some point in your life, because especially if you're gonna marry a woman, you know,
Mhm,
because being dating, having a girlfriend, and being married to a woman are like three completely different things. And as far as emotion, as far as financial, as far as like spiritual growth, those three things have a, like dating, girlfriend, marriage. Those
mhm,
are separate completely. completely different separate stages in life, you know? So
Right.
I believe that a man should put his whole emotion and everything that he's got into a marriage. That's what
So
I
you
believe.
believe in marriage.
I believe in marriage. Yeah.
You believe in marriage to the point where if you are dating someone, your intention is we are going to get married. Like that's what your dating is.
Yeah. Um well, I guess it depends on I'm definitely I wouldn't marry a woman under 5 months or even probably under a year, honestly. I probably would have to get to know her for more than a year because in my experiences being with ladies, in the first 2 or 3 months, there's such angels and they're just like the perfect person. But then
Oh,
in like a couple months later, they completely flip the script on you and they're not exactly who they seem to have been when you first met them, you know? So
have you tried going
definitely
outside of your bubble? Maybe try dating someone who you'd least expect.
um I I believe I tried that one time.
Okay.
And when I did that one time, I'm such a fucking idiot, I swear. When I did that one time, it was like it was like like you said, no, he hasn't.
Oh
Man. Yo, Lefty knows Lefty knows pretty much everything about me. So when I tell you that I should have been using Lefty more when I needed to express my emotions, I should have been. But instead, I expressed it to the wrong person. Now, this wrong person knows a lot about me that I feel like I shouldn't have let them know, you know? But,
no. Yeah.
anyways, I feel like I had, but I let her get away. And I regret that, like all the time. The one time I decided to do that, I left her, and now it's I don't even know. I don't know how exactly it would have been out. I don't know exactly how it would have worked out, but I
Hmm.
know that I regretted that. I shouldn't have done that. So yeah, but it's hard for me to nowadays. It's hard for me to get to know women, be vulnerable. I don't even meet girls. I don't meet girls. I don't. Well,
Yeah.
I'm
Aside from
very
like your
selective.
clientele,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
your
Well, yeah.
customers and the normal
Mhm.
daily interactions.
You trip because when I go do client meet with clients, and if they're a woman and if they're alone, I hit record on my phone just
Hmm.
to record the whole interaction
Right.
because I'm super paranoid of
Cautious,
being
cautious.
caught paranoid above all. And then yeah, of course, obviously that paranoia is from being cautious, but I definitely feel like I need to protect myself when I'm in the presence of any lady by myself. I
Okay.
don't know if that's just me that does that or if other men do that. I feel like we're coming into a place in this world where men have to be that cautious, you know?
Hmm. I
Yeah.
hear you. So I feel like you safeguard yourself in so many ways. How is a lady to get through that wall? Like, how is she to get somewhat in to where you're able to consider this person?
Mm. I'm not that hard to get to know though, you know?
But if you have these walls up where you limit your interactions with women, you have your work, your homestead, and everything all lined up, you're kind of, putting your energy there. How do you know when you're going to let someone in?
I guess when the time is right, I'm literally waiting and I'm literally just waiting. That's all I'm doing. I'm just waiting because I don't want to have to chase a woman anymore. I've already chased my fair share of women and I've been a part of their life before. And when it was time to call quits, I chased them again and I said, let's just make it work. Let's make it happen. So I've done enough chasing. I don't want to chase ladies anymore. I don't want to be like, we can make it work. Let's just do it. Let's just make it work. don't want to do that no more. I don't want to chase women anymore. And if whoever
With this,
decides, go ahead.
mhm. No, go ahead.
Whoever decides when it's my time to find the right person, I believe that they'll send them to me. But in the meantime, I will not chase another woman. But if a woman wants to get to know me in that way, then I wouldn't mind being open to it. I'm
Would
not
you?
that hard of a person to get to know, you know?
Would that woman just simply have to say something like along the lines of, "Oh, Jermonson, like I've noticed so and so. I really feel like you're interesting. I want to get to know you on like a deeper level. Do you want to go on a date?" Like, is that something you're open to, or does that person, in a sense, have to kind of chase you now? Do they have to, like build a friendship first, build this, and then go on a date? Like, how is that?
For anybody who has been with me in the past, that's definitely not gonna be a it's not gonna work because I don't want to run back to my past. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Right.
If someone from my past wanted to get back together and try to work things out, that's not gonna happen. I will not let it happen. I think I've done that too many times for myself to know that that's not that's never gonna work.
So that's a
But
boundary.
that's the boundary. Um, I've done that too many times, and I will not do that again. So if it's a new person, first of
Mhm.
all, she has to get enough guts to say, "Hey, Jermunson, what's up? Let me holler at you, and can we go out sometimes?" Women don't ask men out, and that's another issue. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard for.
I didn't know what
It's
you were
very
saying.
hard for.
I asked
It's
my
very.
husband also.
See, it's very rare. It's very rare for a woman to ask a man out. It's
Hmm.
very rare, unless of course the man is like what 7 or 8 feet tall, which is every woman is attracted to, and
What?
they're yeah, right. Women love tall men. I'm only five
Why?
six. I don't know.
Why?
You tell me.
I honestly, I could, if my husband was shorter than me, oh my goodness, I would be like head over heels still. Like, I'd be like, dude, we're shorter. Let's live the short life together.
that's a
Like, let's
that's a
go.
cat. I don't believe that.
Oh yeah, I believe that. Okay, so remember when you asked me like how many people I had like been in a relationship with before my husband? My first ever serious relationship, he was actually like that much taller than me.
Mm.
Yeah.
See, you like tall men. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I'm just like,
uh,
nah.
no. You know
I
how
feel
much
like
neck pain I'm gonna have like when I'm older? I'm like, dude, you're too tall.
yeah, but the thing about it, right, is that the women who already have that type of acceptance of a man's height, they are already married or they're already going to be tied down for the rest of their life. And then that's why I'm saying I'm trying to wait for the right person who will accept me for who I am. And obviously, women have accepted me, but by my height, you know, I have been in relationships before, so obviously, there's women out there who do like shorter guys, but
Yeah, yeah, there are.
yeah, there is. But the thing about it is that I it's just I don't know. I don't really know how to get super deep into that. But all I'm saying is that if a woman is able to say, "Hey, Jermunson, if you want, do you want to go out? Can I take you out?" Obviously she has to be the my type of girl. I wouldn't just go out with anybody, and I would have to see her vibe. I mean, I wouldn't want her to be a drinker. I don't drink. I don't go out. I don't go party. So if she invited me to go downtown, I would say no. If she invited me to come over and have drinks, I would say no. And if it's the first night out, if she invited me to go somewhere really far, I would say no. I would definitely want to go somewhere where it's public, to a movie or to go get something to eat. That's totally fine with me. I'm really it's really easy to get a it's really easy I'm really easy to hang out with, I could say. Like
Okay.
we don't have to do something super extreme, you know what I'm saying? It could be something
Mhm,
really chill. And definitely being a drinker is a turn off for me. I
mhm.
wouldn't want her to drink. Even if she says, "All right, we'll go out, but we won't drink tonight." But I do drink occasionally. And I'm gonna be like, you know what? I don't want to be with you because you drink occasionally. I want you to
Okay.
not drink, you know? And if
Yeah.
she's a partier, she go out every weekend. I wouldn't want to be with her if she goes out every weekend. If she goes downtown, dresses half-ass naked, I would say no, I'm not gonna be with you because that's where I cross the line. If I check her social media and she posts half naked pictures from the
Hmm.
top showing her cleavage, I would be like, no, I don't want to go out with you neither. Or if she takes side pictures and shows her booty, I'd be like, no, I don't want to go out with you. You know,
Okay,
those are
so
my guidelines. Mhm.
hypothetically, what if this lady has a very good Instagram, just like the normal stuff, foodie pictures, traveling, hiking, sunsets, tea, whatever. Um, but in her actual life, what if she's maybe slightly taller than you? Maybe her dressing is a little bit more, not in a sense revealing, but because we're women, we cannot like squish our breasts or we cannot make ourselves flat. So when your clothes just fit a certain way, it's just bound to accentuate your body. So if
Mhm.
this lady that you're dating, this hypothetical lady was just, a little bit curvy, dressed very nice, but she was pretty attractive, is that something that's okay?
Yeah, of course, because if she's naturally curvy and she's naturally
Mhm.
sexy in that way, there's nothing I can do about it. I mean, I am attracted to naturally sexy women, you know,
Okay.
but there's a difference between putting on a shirt and not being able to like. I don't want her to be like wrap a towel around you so you can speak. Not like that, you know.
Yeah.
If she wears tight blue, oh my god, I love tight blue jeans. But if she wears jeans and then she
Mhm.
wears a shirt and it's revealing her curves and stuff, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm talking about if she puts her on her social media. Yeah, oh, you said if her social media was good, right?
Yeah, like, it's totally good, so she's not dressing to the dime for her Instagram, it's just, like,
Mm-hmm.
how she just is, like, some lady are just naturally very attractive, and they don't have to
Mm-hmm.
do much.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I feel like as far as that, there's a certain line that I wouldn't appreciate her crossing, you know? Obviously, if she's just wearing regular clothes and you can't help but to notice her in public, then that's just what it is.
Mhm,
But if she knows what she's working with and she's flaunting it in public and being like, yo, I mean, I'm gonna wear this shirt that goes all the way down here and it's gonna be super revealing, that's not okay with me. And I had this
mhm,
conversation with someone who I've been with before, and it was really hard for her to understand that that was um, guideline is that I didn't want her to be super revealing like that. And when she wears booty shorts out, or not she, but if a woman that is in my future, whoever, she wears booty shorts and whatnot, I don't want that to be super revealing either. You shouldn't see no cheeks. You know what I'm saying?
is that,
It
like, for
should
a
be,
home thing, like, in the
yeah,
house, not on the
yeah.
streets?
And I think it's the woman's responsibility to know where the line is, where she's not supposed to cross.
Mhm,
And I feel like if she respects her boyfriend or her husband, I should say, if she respects her
mhm,
husband enough, she should already know that
right,
line that shouldn't be crossed. I shouldn't have to be like, don't do this. And we shouldn't have to argue about it. Because if it
mhm,
makes me feel uncomfortable and I express my being uncomfortable about it,
mhm,
then I'd be like, I shouldn't have to have so much, so much
right,
defense coming from her side. It should just be like, oh, okay, if it makes you feel uncomfortable. And there's reasons to that. There's reason why like men like me are like that because we know
mhm,
how other men are. We know how other men are.
mhm,
We know that other men, if we see a woman dressed in a very provocative way, then it's just like basically almost a cry for attention, and it almost seems as if she doesn't respect the relationship that she's in, to where a man is
mhm.
so he feels super welcome to approach her and talk to her as if she doesn't have a boyfriend or a husband. I'm sorry,
So
or
are
a
you a
husband.
firm believer in how a woman portrays herself as the type of partner she would attract?
I think that I'm getting to that point. I think that
Mhm,
I'm getting to that point in my life where I'm starting to understand that what type of person you are is who you'll attract. And that's
Mhm.
why I'm saying that I don't want to chase a woman anymore. Because if I see a
Right.
very beautiful woman and I go over there and chase her and get her number and take her out on a date, and if we go further and further, and the only reason why it worked is because I went over there and chased her, and then 2, 3 months down the line, it didn't really working out. It's it's gonna be a whole waste of time, you know.
Not just on your side, but her side as well.
Yeah,
You're
that's
like,
valid.
no, mostly mine.
Well, we're talking about me here. That's why it's my time. Unless you
Okay,
find that girl and sit her next to me, we interview each other, then her time will matter. But other than that, it doesn't matter.
this gives me an idea. I'm just kidding now.
Okay.
Uh, let's see. Let me read some comments really quickly. So Lefty says he has to approve first of all.
Oh yeah, Lefty does
Um,
have to approve.
oh my. Oh, so what you're saying is your future wife will not only date you but Lefty as well in the beginning.
I don't know about that because I don't want to date any of Lefty's exes.
Well, no, none of his exes. Just like this potential person, like this new person. Sounds like in order to date you, they'd also be dating Lefty because that's like your right hand man.
I mean, I mean, she has to accept my friends. That's
Hmm.
a really that's one of the core things in a woman that I want to be with in the future, and I want my
Okay.
woman to be like, I don't know if I'll be open to the fact for my future whatever to call me babe. I've never been called babe before in my life because that was yeah. I've never been open to that nickname. I've always said,
Okay.
hey, don't call me Nick, don't call me those pet names. I didn't say it like that, but we when we first started to get to know each other, then those are
Good
some things that were
morning. You gotta just let someone call you babe. You just have
you know,
to.
I got an unpopular opinion. I feel like the reason why people use pet names is so that they don't mix up their real name with their
Oh,
ex's name. Trust
okay.
me, that's happened to me before. You haven't been called your ex. Your
No,
husband has never called you his ex's name.
no.
That happened to me before, and I
Oh
really
no.
believe that if it was for the calling the pet names, babe, sweetie, that would have never happened, and I would have never had known how she really, or whoever she was thinking about or whatever. I feel like that rule of mine saved me.
What if they don't call you babe? What if they call you something where you both had like a what do you call them? Like a inside joke or something, and like something happens, so they call you like I don't know, bear or I
Bumblebee,
don't know. So yeah, something like blueberry. I don't know, like whatever gets your muffles going.
bluebird flower. I don't. I
um,
don't know. I guess I just never have. I
same.
never experienced it. That's just what it is. I've never
Mhm.
been comfortable enough to be like call a girl a nickname too. I've never been
Oh,
like
so what did you call your partners? I mean, if that's a
by
little bit too much, I am okay. But
not by their name
oh,
or just a nickname or by their name.
do you at least call your dog like baby, get over here, or
My
something?
dog?
Yeah,
You mean ribeye?
yeah.
I have nicknames for ribeye, but they're not nice nicknames.
Okay. Oh, Rabbi, we love you. Bark if you're okay. Just kidding,
He's
no.
uh he's laying under the table, but I always call him
Aw.
ribeye.
Okay, so I imagine you can call Leslie babe. Like, what do you
Sometimes
call
I
her?
do.
Yeah.
Lefty, I call Lefty Jarek or I call Lefty Lefty. And
Mm.
everybody knows that if Lefty was a woman, I think I would have married him a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. And how does Lefty feel knowing that?
He gets red every time I tell him that he gets super shy.
Oh my gosh, Lefty.
No,
What
you know
it
what he says? He says, we up, and we go like this. That's it.
have you ever gone on a double date with Lefty? Like with other ladies? Like you and him on a double date?
No, no,
Mm.
never.
Is that something you
Nah.
would do?
I would love to do that. Every time I see Christmas and Byron and Rezzy and Simone hang out, I'm just like, damn, man, like I want that. You know what I'm saying?
Aw.
I want to have something like that. I want to hang out with my homies. I suggested
Mhm.
that one time, but to the person who I suggested it to didn't wasn't really fond of the idea, so never suggested it again. I don't know if it was just a comfort thing on her part, but I didn't do it.
Mm.
I
Would
wanted to
it
do it,
be
but I didn't do it.
would it be a deal breaker if you met your ideal woman, like she checked all those boxes and everything that you had and even more, but she just didn't want marriage? Like, would that break the deal?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So for you, like that's a dead on thing because I know there are couples who are not married, but they're able to withstand for a long time. And marriage is just kind of like, oh, if it happens, it happens. If not, if it doesn't. But for you, that's something you would really want.
Now it is. At
Mm,
first, I tried to do it with no like actual life commitment. As like as far as getting married, the person didn't want
mhm,
to get married, and I always wanted to just be like, you know what, fuck it, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Even though you don't want to get married, we'll make it work. But that was a mistake
mhm,
on my part because I do want to get married. And as
mhm.
crazy as it sounds, that's one of the things that I really look forward to in a relationship is that potentially
Okay.
getting married. And the reason why I really want to get married is because I want to be able to have my mom and my sister see me get married and my family be
Mhm,
there.
mhm.
And I really believe it's important because I guess it establishes your love not only just to each other but the world and also to the higher power. And then people say a lot of things about it being a contract and whatnot. I don't really see it like
Mhm,
that. I feel like if we talked about things and said, "Hey, whatever is yours, whatever is
mhm.
mine," but I don't think we really
Yeah,
have to talk about that because if we're gonna get married, we're supposed to be married together forever. So why the fuck are we
right,
even worried about signing papers? Why are we
right.
worried about who gets what after a divorce happens or whatnot? You know.
Mm,
So I really do. It's weird. I don't know if it's weird for actually it's not weird because every man is the one. Mostly the men are the ones who propose, but I do. It's gonna be kind of weird for a guy like me. I don't know, a person like me, stay get on my knees and be like, I gotta really love you. I have to really love
mhm,
you for you to put me on my knees and say,
mhm.
hey, will you marry me? That's gonna be crazy, you know?
You're like, "You
That's gonna be
gotta be
crazy.
worth my Tizzy knees." I'm just kidding.
Exactly. Hey, I do have changing knees.
Oh, no.
I
Um,
really, yeah, she really has. It's not even about her being worth my time or worth being married to. It's just if it was meant to be, then it has to happen, you know.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
But if
I do
she don't want to
hope
get married, then it is a deal breaker.
okay. Well, I do hope that person comes in a timely manner. I know it's not something, like, you stress over or worry about, like, when it happens, it happens.
And she
But
better
that
hurry the hell up because I'm getting real impatient over here.
she's probably, like, just following all the crumbs that you left in a trail. She's like, "This guy is being hard."
She's probably dating someone else.
No, she does not. She's probably getting her PhD. She's probably, like, being all her in her school stuff, and she's gonna come after
Hell yeah.
you.
Go get it,
Yeah,
girl. Go get it.
yeah. I just like praying for Jermonton's, like, future wife that everything's well.
Exactly.
No, but
I
seriously.
I definitely don't want my future wife to have. I know everybody's saying Jamunson's looking for a unicorn. I might be looking for a unicorn, but I I don't want my future wife to have so many boyfriends, you know,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
something that I don't want.
when you're dating someone, whether, you're just dating or maybe you know, at a deeper connection, like, intimacy-wise, um, every person you date, so every partner, you're literally giving bits of your heart away. So, like,
Hmm.
one person you date, you're giving, like, some of yourself away. Another person you date, you're giving more of yourself away. And so by the time you finally meet your partner, it's like they get, what's left there, and that's the hard part. That's why
Hmm.
it's hard to, date someone who's very experienced.
Hmm. Let me ask you this: would you rather prefer a man to be more experienced than the lady, or the lady to be more experienced than the man?
Um, I don't think I would prefer neither. I think if the lady was more experienced, that also says kind of a lot because how easily are we giving ourselves up? How easily
Hmm.
are we not appreciating that boundary? How
Hmm.
easily are we falling into not respecting ourselves? And sometimes, given, there's times where it might be hard to be like, no, but you just have to say no because that's like your appreciation for yourself. And so I wouldn't want that for the woman. Now, for the man, that's going to be a little bit harder too because a woman's just naturally inclined to think, okay, he's very experienced. What if I don't par up? What if it's a lot of heartache. So I would say neither one.
Uh,
How about you?
I think I feel like it's just natural for men, for women to be more attracted to men who are more experienced.
Mm,
And as far as it being the other way around, I don't think that it's definitely more of a, feeling when women are more experienced than the men, you know?
mm,
So that's just how I feel. I mean, I've been with people who have been with other people, and it didn't cause no issues between me and the person, and I was able to accept it as long
mm,
as they weren't, um, as long as they were not, as long as that person didn't cause any issues,
mhm,
didn't cross the boundary, you know.
mhm.
And
Yeah.
I have done it. I have done it before, and there was no issue with me there. But like I said, it's different now because
Mhm,
I feel like now I'm a little more aware of what I want, you know.
mhm.
So
Well,
I mean,
also
she
this day
has a
and
what?
age,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say this day and age, it's a lot more than just having those encounters. It's also very important to protect your health.
Hmm. True. I'm
You're
doing a
like,
horrible job with that right now while I'm smoking the cigars.
oh no, you're fine. I
But
mean, I can't. I'm not that you're fine, but like okay.
yeah,
But there is a
yeah.
point I wanted to ask you within all of this relationship before we like go on to the next topics I have. As I know you cannot say for all Native men, but do you feel like in general, Native men would love to hear their partner saying, I'm sorry, I love you, I messed up, I hear you, I don't understand, but I'm gonna follow your lead on this one. Like, are those words, I'm sorry, really hard to hear? Is it something they really would like to hear? Like, what do you think?
For me, it's definitely something I would love to hear. If a woman fucks up and she knows she fucked up, instead of hearing excuses or the blame, it would be really, really dope to just hear them say, "Hey, I'm sorry." And especially if it's like what we were talking about earlier, if a man wants to express himself, and then if a lady comes in and starts talking about herself, and we're talking about her, and then for her to be able to realize, oh shit, my bad, we are supposed to be talking about you, and saying, you know what, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make this about me. Let's talk about let's let's
Mhm,
let's go back to whatever was bothering you or whatever, you know. And I believe that every man would love to hear that. Because we're gonna apologize. We don't feel any type of way of apologizing as men. We'll say sorry when we fuck up. We'll say sorry, and we're not ashamed of saying sorry. It's just we messed up. I'm sorry I messed up. What can we do from here? You know, and Um, we have no problem trying to accommodate for a woman's emotions neither. So I don't think it should be an issue for a woman to do the same thing for her husband or for her man, you know?
mhm.
And I
So
think
along
that
those,
for
yeah.
I think that for that, it could be either a girlfriend or a wife to say sorry. You know, it doesn't take anybody. It doesn't take a genius to admit that they're wrong and they could just say
Mhm,
sorry. Sometimes
mhm.
sorry could be the problem solver. It's just easy as saying sorry. But some people don't believe in apologies. You'd be surprised.
That is very hard. Along those
Hmm.
lines of like hearing words, what are some words that you haven't heard in a long time that you would just love to hear?
Don't feel sorry for me. Don't have no pity on me. But saying I love you would just, without me saying it first, without me trying to make you say it, a woman just say I love you. That's just something that I would love to hear. But relationship, you know, as far as being in a relationship with a woman, not my mom tells me she loves me all the time. Maybe that's the reason why I know. Maybe that's the reason why I know that like true love exists because my mom showed me true love,
Mhm,
and my sister shows me true love too. So that, and also saying I'm proud of you, and that I see you're trying. You know, I see that
mhm,
you're trying to make things work, or I see that you're trying to be successful. You're trying to do things, or even how are your kids doing? You know, even just asking
mhm,
about my kids or asking about my family. Um,
mhm.
Even a woman just saying, "How's your mom doing?" That'd be
Right.
really, really nice for men to hear. Is her asking about the first woman that he fell in love with, which is supposed to be his mom. You know, a lot
Mhm,
of some men don't have that though. But just saying, "How's your mom doing?" or "How was your day?" Something as simple as "How was your day?" Is your day
mhm,
okay? What happened? What happened today? Just, you know, just asking with true concern, with some true concern, like they actually give a shit. You know,
mhm.
it doesn't matter what it is as long as it feels sincere. I feel like that's really good.
Do you ever feel uncomfortable from maybe other ladies? Like if there were other ladies in your life, maybe like some of the YouTubers who would tell you like, "Hey, Jermonson, you did a great job today," or "I love what you said." Like, how do those words make you feel?
They make me feel they. It's cool. It's nice to hear any compliment from anybody, you
Mhm,
know. But it's very rare to hear those type of compliments from women.
mm,
A lot of men are the one who say, "Yo, that's good shit, good job," you know. But
mhm,
it's hard for
mhm,
it's different. It's different because you hear it more from the men, and when you hear it from a woman, it kind of catches you off guard, and it almost seems as if it means more, but in actuality, it kind of just, you know, just
mhm,
it's just the same. But to hear it from a woman, you know, you don't really hear it from ladies all the time how they would congratulate a man or just say anything positive to a guy. It's pretty rare coming from a man.
mm.
Hmm.
Well, it sounds like you have your support of guys, though. I know I've listened to your podcast. I've seen some of the comments. You have a lot of like men in there, like telling
Hmm.
you, "Thank you for your realness." Like that's true. Like speak truth. Like I've seen a lot of that. So I'm so
Yeah,
glad you have that.
you
I'm
know
like,
what? I'm
oh,
glad. I'm glad I have that too.
I'm like that is so so sweet. And when I see that, I say in my head, I'm literally like, oh, I'm
But
just like this. Is so
there are women on the chat that say those things too. A
Mhm,
lot of women on the videos, they say good job, congratulations, or
uh-huh.
thank you for this, and, you know, things like that. Those compliments they mean a lot to me too. But like I
That's good.
said, it's like I said, it's rare though. It's rare,
Mhm.
but it does happen.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and read a couple of comments here. So it says, let's see, this is useful information. Looks like someone is saying, oh, arrows, oh, arrows, oh, arrows. Oh, no, babe. I think people are just kind of surprised by that. And it's looking like we have a couple saying, like, talking about that unicorn you were talking about. We all love unicorns, everyone. And honestly, we can't deny it. We all have expectations. We all have that, like, ideal person. So we
Hmm.
can't fault each other on that. And it's okay to
Hmm.
have that. You just kind of have to also have an open mindset, but stick to those boundaries that are healthy when you're looking for someone. And then we have, let's see, Big P with a question. When you give a piece of yourself away, can you ever get it back? I would say no. Other people might say you can. I would say no, you cannot get that back because every piece you give away to someone is special and unique of its own. What do you think?
I don't think you should want to get it back, honestly.
Yeah,
Especially if if the relationship didn't work out, you shouldn't want to emotionally go back and try to gather all the emotions that you poured into that relationship, or
that's the one
e-
thing we don't recycle around here.
emotions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I don't.
previous emotions or connections.
Yeah, I don't think you. I don't see why someone would want to gather any experiences or any of those things back. If it didn't work, I feel like you should be able to just move forward and
Mhm.
try to gain more experience alone, or even in the future, like with somebody else. But I honestly don't think it's healthy to try to gather the things back that you've already experienced. You know.
Yeah, you're like, "I'll just leave it
But there,
alone."
yeah, there's some things that you definitely can't get back though after you've
Oh,
given it
for
to
sure,
somebody else. Yeah.
for sure.
Hmm.
Renee says apologies shouldn't be just words, they should be verbal contracts saying, "I won't intentionally do this again." That's her opinion. We have Ransom, being a TLC over there fan. We have Binks
TLC
who's saying,
fan.
yeah, they're saying, like, "I don't wear no scrubs, a scrub in the hand that can't get no love from me." Hanging up Pasadena, that one. And then Binks is saying, "Don't chase them, replace them." Oh my goodness.
Oh.
No, 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 thanks. Christy is saying you matter is an important expression. So we have Troy spitting some, the help knowledge. He was smart, he was kind, he was
It was
important.
important.
Res Baby is giving you a compliment. Jermonson, you have nice hair. We
Thank
all
you.
agree.
Appreciate it.
Mocha Latte is saying, I feel like Jermonson is an old soul in a good way. Men older than him do not express themselves or are afraid to. Yeah, that's a good point there. Team Yazzie is letting you know that you look good in red. Oh no, you
Okay.
must
Thank
be a
you.
Cardinals fan. Just kidding.
Hell
And
yeah. I'm a yeah Cardinals
yeah,
fan for sure.
Bird Gang. And then we have Troy trying to spit some knowledge here, saying you can lose money chasing women, but you will never lose a woman chasing money. And then we have
I
Lefty
believe
saying
that's
things
so
that's
facts.
valid.
Valid.
And then we have Sistine just saying, like, I like your morals. Oh no, Ransom says, hey, I'm no TLC fan. Bye. um, But no, so I thought I saw a question here that was like pretty good, but I don't know where it went, or maybe they took it away. Probably the case. Um,
Yeah,
but no. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of move that along. I did have a question. This next question is gonna be about your business. So I hope that's okay.
that's cool.
I wanted to know, like, what inspired you to start your own business?
Mm, well, I've always been the type of person to start little businesses, and
Okay.
I have I've done some work for other people, but not a whole lot of work for other people. I
Mm-hmm.
am. It's very hard for me to have a boss or someone to tell me what to do because it gets me so upset when they're like when they start to get disrespectful in their tone and stuff, you know. So I've always been
Mm-hmm.
that way. I first started selling CDs when I was really young, and
Oh.
then I went into the shirts, and then I went into doing
Mhm,
school projects, and
mhm,
then I went into um what I do. Um, I know I did. I know I've done more than that. I did the little nonprofit thing for a minute, and
Yeah.
then for this one, for this business, for the Yazzie's Yard Care, I feel like the main reason why I did it was to try to gain some like financial stability.
Mhm.
And a lot of people say that like yard care or even landscaping is really good business.
Mhm.
And I've been doing a lot of research on what to invest money in. And
Mhm.
when I had enough money, I invested a couple $1,000s into the equipment, and I really just wanted to have something solid so that we can make it grow and so that I can provide for my family and
Mhm.
I can have a place to live for myself, and then give my homies opportunities to have work too, because I don't have I don't have a lot of homies. It's only literally Jarek and Jerickson. Those are my only two
Mhm.
homies. But on the
Wait,
emotional
wait.
side,
I'm sorry.
I
Did
mean
you say Jarek and Jerickson?
Jarek and Jerickson.
So Lefty's name is Jarek?
Oh no, Lefty. That Lefty is not my friend, not my real homie.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh,
Yes,
I'm so confused.
yeah, yeah, that's his name. My bad. Lefty and
Oh, I'm
Jerickson. Those are
sorry,
my
Lefty.
yeah. Those are my two boys. Lefty's more of like, you know,
Oh,
I can get really I can get vulnerable with Lefty. I can't get
oh,
vulnerable with Jerickson. That guy
what's
has
wrong with
his
Jerickson?
vulnerability is like he just doesn't know how to get vulnerable with somebody. You tell him something personal, he doesn't know what the fuck to say. He's just kind of
Oh no.
and then
But
oh
he's
yeah,
a
um,
spokesperson.
but he's cool. I love Jerickson.
Yeah,
He's been my best friend for a long time too. But
they have
you know,
strengths, different strengths.
yeah, he does have strengths, and I think one of the main strengths that he has is being able to use his Navajo accent whenever he wants to. But
Oh my
anyways,
gosh.
yeah.
Can you
Anyways,
can you imitate him real quick? I haven't heard
nah, I
his
can't.
accent. Oh, okay.
We got to call him up to let
Okay.
him do that himself.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, and I just wanted to be able to just to help, you know, help my family
Mhm,
and then get some
mhm,
money and then just try it out, because who knows, it might not work out. It might not work out, and then I might have to try something different. But as of right
mhm,
now, this is what I'm trying. I'm gonna try to do it as long as I can, and we'll see where it goes. I would really love it to grow so that I can have
mhm,
other Yazzie yard care crews like in
mhm,
different states, and
mhm.
to the point where it can start to just run itself. And then in the long run, my kids can be financially stable through the business too, because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, a lot of the things, even though certain people don't believe it, a lot of the things that I'm trying to do with my life now, I want it to gear toward my children so that it can help benefit them in the future. But being that I'm not in my children's lives 24/7, a lot of people think that I'm full of shit when I say that, but I'm honestly not.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm. Well, you definitely cannot please everyone. It's also not your job to please everyone, but I know that public always having something to say is definitely, always out there. But to me, it seems like you have an entrepreneur spirit. And I think that, amongst everything else, is scary to many people. People
Mm.
can't wrap their head around that. And I feel like a lot of people are so comforted by security, having like an 8 to 5, having a basic job where they can know their incoming payments like for each payroll. So when you have your own business, it's a lot of hard work. Do you have
Hmm.
like an Instagram for your company? Do you feel like that's something you would try to do like a marketing for, or have you tried?
I don't have Instagram. I don't believe in Instagram anymore. I used to have an Instagram,
Well,
but
basically just for your business.
no, I don't have an Instagram. I don't think I would create an Instagram for my business either. I feel like I would do Facebook. I have a Facebook for my business,
Oh, okay.
and um, I don't have I should create a separate TikTok for my business too, but I haven't done that yet. But as far as right now, I don't I don't do maybe one day in the future, like if we get bigger and then I'll be able to have someone handle the marketing and the media. And then I'll
Mhm,
be like, yo, do Instagram, do a Snapchat, do a TikTok, do
mhm,
a Facebook, all of that stuff. Do all of
mhm.
it and handle it yourself.
Yeah.
Because personally, I don't trust myself enough to have an Instagram. That's the reason why I don't have an Instagram. And I don't want the app on my phone. I don't want the Instagram app on my phone. I don't want a Snapchat app on my phone. I just don't want anything to do with those things.
What why? Like, what scares you, or what are you protecting by not having those?
I feel like a lot of my time and energy is wasted on TikTok already as it is. I spend a lot
Mhm,
of time on TikTok just fucking scrolling and scrolling, and it's so bad. And I feel like
mhm,
when I had an Instagram, it was the same way. I would just be constantly scrolling and scrolling and scrolling.
mhm,
And then um I guess as far as being in a position to where I'm alone,
mhm,
I get I get lonely and then I start to wonder. I wonder what this person is doing. I wonder what they're up to. And then
mhm,
I could get to searching really
mhm,
easily. And I don't want to have the access to my past like in the palm of my hand. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
It'll be real easy for me just to go back just by
mhm,
clicking names and stuff. And personally, I don't think I'm ready for that. I don't think I'm ready for that responsibility. I don't think I'm ready to do it because I know that I'm
mhm.
going to slip up and I'm going to start sending. It's not like I send DMs to everybody. I'm talking about the people who I already knew in my past.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I don't trust myself enough to have an Instagram or a Snapchat.
Well, I think also when you just know those limits, it's good. It's good knowing that. I mean, obviously, not every person has to have that. But if in the future you decide to have that for your business, like if it's growing and you're doing well and that's something you want to like do marketing with, let me know because then I would like to like repost and repost and repost. That way you just kind of
Cool.
get your name out there. That would be really good. Um,
Yeah.
and then along the business front, what are like some goals you have for your business within the next 5 years?
Damn. I don't know. I haven't done. I haven't even set a goal for the business yet within 5 years. Honestly, I am just trying to get to next week, and I'm just
Mm,
literally trying to book gigs for next week. And that's literally my job is to make sure that I have work for the guys for the next day, for the next day, for the next day. And I've been doing really well for 3 months. But this week, for some reason, this week is just not my week. It's just like the apps that we use to generate
mhm,
leads for the jobs, those are not even clicking either. They're not coming in. I've got a
mm,
couple calls today, but a lot of people love to lowball people. And that's what we've been getting. I literally had to turn down like a job yesterday and a job today. Even though we could really benefit from having that money, it's just
mhm.
the amount that they suggested they would be willing to pay is just, I wouldn't
It's
do
like
that to myself
disrespectful.
and I wouldn't do that to the guys. I would rather the guys not work than to get this work for that amount, like that amount of work for
Mhm,
that amount of money. I'm just like, nah, that's not even worth it. So again, off the top of my head right now, I would love to have more than just one crew
mhm,
for the jobs, and I would like to be busy every day.
mhm,
And I would like to have one crew handle all the weekly, biweekly, and monthly maintenance for people's yards. And then I'd
mhm,
like that schedule to be completely full. And then I'd like to
mhm,
have another crew just handle landscaping jobs. Those jobs take anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks doing landscaping, you know?
hmm.
And then I would like to not work in my apartment. I don't like working in my
Yeah.
apartment. It makes me lazy. And
Oh
a lot
no.
of the times when I see the couch and I'm just like, fuck, I'm just gonna lay down for a minute.
Oh,
Then that kind of, and then I get to TikTok and then I just can't get off of TikTok. So I'd like
we
to
need
have
to
another office
take
space.
your TikTok away.
I know, my God, this TikTok is just killing me, man.
I don't
And
understand. I don't understand that. Like, I
just,
don't understand the fascination with TikTok.
it's just when you find the right people to watch, and then you just
Mhm,
want to know more and more and more, and then you just fall deep into it. I never thought I was gonna be like this, honestly,
mhm,
and I really feel like it's because I'm alone at this point in my
mhm.
life. I don't have somebody in my life to have all that energy dedicated to, and I'm
Yeah,
just like by myself, just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and those videos never end. There are billions of videos that you could just scroll through, and they're more interesting, more interesting.
that
Oh,
sounds
man.
overstimulating.
Definitely early in the morning when you wake up, you should not look at TikTok because you will overstimulate your mind and your day can get fucked up from the video that you watch.
Actually, when I wake up in the morning, I don't even look at my phone for quite a while. Hold on, babes. Um, I don't look at my phone for quite a while, and it's actually a bad thing because I've had people reaching out to me, texting me, calling me, like, "Hey, this is really urgent." And when I wake up, I, tend to my home. We make breakfast, we get ready, we start our homeschool, and then I bring out my phone, and by then it's like I missed so many messages and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I need to check
Damn.
my phone earlier." But yeah, I could live without a phone. But I do love the phone because I do take a lot of pictures of my family. I'm forever taking pictures. If anything, I like post them on Instagram, my story. But other than that, like that's just me.
Hmm. Yeah, a phone is really it really comes in handy though for a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to keep in contact with your family too. That's what I like about it the most is
Hmm.
your family is so
So
accessible no matter how far you are away from them.
yeah, yeah. With your business, do you have your own separate phone for that, or are you just kind of using the same thing?
I do have a separate phone for that one. It has a
Mhm.
whole separate number,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah.
All right. And then as far as your business go, who would you say has been like a monumental source of like support and encouragement throughout your business?
Mm, I'd say my mom and my dad because they invested some money into the business too,
Okay.
and well, they've invested more than just money,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously my boy Lefty, he's been holding it down all the time, and he's like, if it wasn't for him, I feel like we wouldn't have been able to have as many jobs as we have. So I really depend on him. I didn't want him to know that I depend on him so much, but now he knows. So now,
Aw.
now, now he can't miss work no more.
Oh
You hear
my
that,
God.
Lefty? No more Thursday nights.
This is so sweet. Oh my
Emotional. Just
gosh.
kidding.
I know, like, women are not emotional. Just kidding. Oh my gosh. Let me read a couple comments because I saw Lefty somewhere in here. He was like, "Oh, heck no."
Now, I know. I wonder what he said that to.
That's when you said his name.
Oh, oh shit! My bad, I mean, Lefty. Almost said it again.
Right when you said that, it like appeared, and I was like, "Oh no." Oh my gosh. At least we know he's listening. Just kidding.
I know. See that he even watches the lives.
Yay, Lefty. Woo woo.
I bet Jerickson's not in this live.
Oh my gosh. Where is Jerickson? Why did he delete all his videos? Okay, that's
Mm,
probably more for him.
I know the answer to that question, but I will not answer it.
Oh, you're such a good bruh. Okay, let's see. G, I think you have a good thing with the landscaping business. I worked in both commercial and residential properties. Just stay up, big dog. And then
Thank
Team
you.
Yazzie. He's a jack of all trades, very skilled and creative. Munson is a true entrepreneur. Thumbs up. Aw, hope the business is
Thank
going
you.
well in ABQ. Yeah, I said ABQ. Okay, Troy said, "Oh snap! They're about to be a pillow fight when Arrows gets home."
Uh-oh.
You need to post that.
Going down, Lefty.
You gotta take your most like dangerous, thick, hard pillow.
I'm gonna use ribeye. I'm gonna smack the shit out of Lefty.
Poor ribeye. Oh my gosh! No, not ribeye. Let's see. Rand says, "Don't give up, grind and grind some more. By the way, you need an accountant." Oh, they're asking. Sounds like he's up for the job. Um,
Who is?
well, Ransom, "Don't
Oh,
give
he's
up,
up for.
grind and grind." Yeah, I said, "By the way, like, do you need an accountant?" That's a question mark.
I would love an accountant. That'd be dope.
That would be cool. That would be very helpful.
Hmm.
Let's see. G, your mindset is very different in a good way. Once you lock it in, that's your groove. Oh, they call you Germundo. That's so cute.
Mundo.
That's gonna stick. I'm gonna
Germundo.
rename your name in my phone as Germundo.
Germundo.
That's so cute. And then we have Jan who says, "Good interview, enjoying the live." Thank you, Jan. Leslie
Thank you,
says,
Jan.
Jerickson is a very jealous man. Oh, that's probably why he can't eat hot stuff. Um,
Yeah.
Le- We're just like on here talking about Jerickson, waiting for him to pop up. Let's see. Ransom says, "There you go. I feel marketing is your gateway, and project follow ups are going to be job secured." We have Navajo Man who's here. Hi, Navajo Man.
What up, Navajo man?
Have you've met
Mister.
Navajo
I have, yeah.
at the meet and greets? Have you been able to connect with him a little bit more intimately, just kind of like one on one?
Not yet. Not until we do our conversation.
Oh,
But
okay.
not yet. Not yet.
Okay. How is that coming along for all the men? Like, have you lined up a series of men? Um,
Not not yet. I'm trying to get more of the ladies on here first. And
mhm.
then after you, actually next Wednesday, Anna Lynn is gonna jump on the line and she's gonna lead the conversation.
Yay! I was so
Yeah.
excited. That's probably why I was talking with her today, and I was like, "Do you have any questions you'd like me to ask?" And she just had like a silly one, but that's probably why she's probably like holding them all in her pocket. So
Mm. And then after that, the week after is gonna be Rezi who's gonna do an interview, and then after that is gonna be Simone. So
that's so
everybody
fun.
who I already had a conversation with is gonna jump back on the live, and then just they're gonna lead the conversation.
Oh, so I'm not special. I'm not the only one. Just kidding.
Well, you're the first one.
That's because I was the first one you interviewed. You were like, "I'm gonna interview the Navajo Mama first because she's like the least scariest."
Nah.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. So I had another question. These are gonna be a little bit like more lighthearted. If you could travel anywhere in the United States, like where is some place that you would like to go?
Chicago and New York. I've been there already before, but I want to go back.
What do you like about that place?
Um, I feel like both of them have a lot of culture,
Hmm.
and I just love the big cities, not
Hmm.
Phoenix. I love the big cities and all the buildings,
Uh-huh.
and I love the sound of the traffic. It reminds me a lot of being in a lot of the movies I used to watch when I was younger.
Hmm.
When I was young, I used to watch a lot of movies so that I can get away from being in Blue Gap. And I feel
Okay.
like when I go to those places, it brings me back to that place and when I was young. And the food, I love to experience more food,
Hmm.
and I would like to get to know more people in those
Right.
areas. Because when I went over there, I didn't get to know people. I just kind of did our thing, and then it was beautiful. It was a nice time. I definitely cherish those moments, but
Hmm.
I want to go back. But this time, I want to go by myself. I don't want to go. I don't want to go with a homie. I don't want to go with my family. I don't want to go with nobody. I just want to go by myself.
Because you want to do what you want to do on your own time limits, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and I want to experience the way it feels to be in
Alone.
such a busy city by myself.
Hmm.
You know.
Well, for one, I would say You should definitely probably check out like the Home Alone house. Like that would be pretty cool. I think that would be sweet.
True.
Um, and then another thing that I was also curious about for New York that maybe you could possibly do because I can't do this. Like I'm married. Um, but they
What
this is
what
like
is this?
no,
Tell
but
us.
I recently heard about this type of like business thing that they have going on in New York. So it's basically called like cuddle pods or whatever. You basically
Cuddle
go to like
pods.
yeah, you go to this place and you just like pay like I don't know like $40 or whatever, and you just like lay down and you just have like someone there with you. And they just like either like just lay there by you talking to you, or they just like lay by you, or they hug you. but, but
Sure, I won't go to jail for this.
no, it's nothing crazy, but it's supposed to like release your serotonin like levels because they say that people are very lonely and they just want compassion. Like the cuddle pods, they're basically there for you to feel like some type of security, like that need is being met without having to risk being hurt. So like I
Mm.
was like, oh, that's so crazy. Like I was thinking, I read about it and I was like, oh my gosh, people actually do that. But then I was like, what do you do? Do you just lay there and sleep? To like, like, what do you think?
I think we should definitely take Lefty over there so he can experience that.
Yeah, Lefty, go. Let us know how it goes.
I
In New York.
in New York. Okay, I don't think I would do that honestly. I maybe if I recorded it for content, maybe, but I don't think I would go over there just by
You
myself to be.
should. I think that'd be good
Yeah,
content.
that would be just lay there all straight. But I think Lefty would be the one to benefit from that the most because I just know he would. I know he would.
Laffy saying like, "Where's this again?" And we have like love purple arrows with all interested.
Arrows is all interesting.
A little Rosie family of three saying like that's why he has ribeye.
I don't cuddle
And
with
then
ribeye. I don't cuddle with ribeye.
oh,
He's
okay.
too hairy.
What?
He's
Picky,
got
picky.
fur everywhere. He's got fur everywhere.
Well, what did you
Sometimes
expect?
I didn't expect him to be this like losing hair every single day. I didn't think that was a
He
thing.
probably just needs your cuddles. And once you start cuddling and hugging him, he'll like not lose as much hair.
Is that a real thing, or you just made that
Yeah,
up?
that's a real thing because pets have stress too. So once they feel those cuddles, once they feel like, those pettings, they start to be at ease. That could also play into his hair loss.
Maybe
Like
that's why
seriously,
Lefty's
when
going
you
bald.
think about oh my gosh, you're like, oh
Oh
yeah,
shit.
that's the
Okay.
bald spot here. And
Yeah,
then we
Lefty's
have
getting a little hairless.
well, we have Big P who's saying he wants to watch. So
Oh wow. Yeah, Big P's a freak for real.
oh, Big P. Is Big P like a guy or a girl?
I don't know. I'm just
Big
kidding. He's
P,
a
are
guy.
you? Oh, okay, because that's always what I imagine. I was like, Big P sounds like he'd be male. But
Yeah.
Les Hostine says, I am just laughing at what you said. Ribeye needs cuddles. Yes. Everyone who agrees Ribeye needs cuddles, please give a like to this video. Give us a thumbs up.
Yes, and if
Jerome
you
says,
if you believe that Ribeye needs cuddles, give a thumbs up. I'll put your name in a drawing. If I pick your name, you have to take Ribeye and cuddle with him.
oh, I bet people would do that for sure. Lori says
He
maybe
doesn't
he
look like he
needs.
needs cuddles. He's just laying there, just chilling, stretching as always.
Oh my gosh. No, he needs cuddles. Dusting is therapeutic. They also can go through shedding in the summer and winter coats. No, he just needs cuddles. Check out American Indian Center in Chicago. Um, okay, so that's also another option for you. Um, But seriously, if you do it, let me know. That would be something cool to just like hear about. Is Lefty
He
gonna get his own channel sometime?
he said one time he talked about it, but I don't think so.
Do
I
you
would
think
like
he
him
would
to.
do you think he would be down to having a channel with you and maybe calling it like the uncles or something?
um, yeah, I think he would like that. I think that would be pretty dope.
The Chivy uncles? I'm just
The
kidding.
Chizzy the uncle.
I'm just kidding. I just learned about that this past year. I learned about the term aunties, because I myself am an aunt, and I was like super, super proud to be an auntie. But then when I've learned like the new term now, like what an auntie is, man, like that's no, nope.
That's not you. You're not that kind of auntie.
No, 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 no. And then we have someone who says they'll take ribeye. We have Gerald who says he has a dog named Cuddles. Oh, so cute. Christmas says, "Excuse me, give that boy Cuddles right now." Yes.
I will
Jermonson,
after I change this shirt because I don't want his hair
right
on my shirt.
now. Just kidding. Go put a towel on. Let's see. And then I also want to know, do you speak fluent Navajo?
No, the only person who I used to speak sort of fluent Navajo to was my grandma. But now that we lost my grandma, I don't really talk Navajo to nobody.
Mm, I'm sorry. My condolences.
Thank you.
Um, I feel like your grandma in a lot of ways was like your best friend. Like you could just be yourself with her. Is that how it feels? That's why you're able to speak Navajo with her?
We weren't that close for me to consider her my best friend. She did live next door to us. I did love her very much, and I know she loved me. She was sort of like she was more like it was. I don't know if it was hard for her to connect with us emotionally, but it was definitely hard for her to express the way she felt
Mhm,
to a lot of us. But I knew that I we all know that she loved us. She because we lived right next door to her, and
mhm,
we would go over and just say hi to her and chill with her sometimes. Definitely sucks now though because it's hard to accept the fact that she's not there anymore.
mm,
So when I'm here by myself alone, sometimes I get overwhelmed with those thoughts, and then
mhm,
I'm just like, I just want to go home and then just check on her, to see how she's doing.
mhm,
But I can't now because she's not there,
mhm,
and and my mom, I know she's dealing with it very hard too. So
mhm,
we weren't that close, but we were. I believe that we were closer than she was to with a lot of our other relatives.
mhm,
She was very close to the guys in the family. Um,
mhm,
I have a cousin who stayed with her. I have two of my cousins who stayed with her, and I had my brother who stayed with her, another cousin, and I never was able to stay with her because I was always on the move. I couldn't stay anywhere just like for
mhm,
too long. So
mhm.
yeah, I miss her, and I miss talking to her in Navajo. And I don't know if you've seen some of the videos where I would walk in and I would just be like, "Grandma," and then she would be like, "No," and then we'd be happy to see each other, And I
Oh,
don't know. It's tough talking about it because I can't see her anymore. You know?
right.
Yeah, it's tough.
Well, I'm glad you have all those memories with her. In a way, you two had your own type of relationship, and that makes it so special. Um, do you feel like you would try to maybe talk more Navajo or learn more Navajo?
Mm, honestly, probably not. I feel like I want that connection to be only with what I experienced with my grandma. That language that helped her and I kind of sort of understand each other. I
Mm-hmm.
want I just want to keep that to myself and my grandma. But to everybody else, I feel like my mom and dad they talk to me in Navajo all the time.
Mhm.
But I can't talk to them in Navajo. It's hard for me to talk to them in Navajo because I don't some things that happened in the past where I'm not comfortable to talk to them in Navajo anymore. So it'd be
Mhm.
my grandma when I was trying to say something, I'd be like, and then she would say it for me, and then I'm like, yeah, that, or
Oh my god.
she, yeah, she would understand. She knew what's up. She was always cool because be like, all right, grandma, I'm gonna go now. And she'd be like, Okoshi, and then I'd be like, all right, grandma, and I give her a hug, and then when I'm driving away, I'd be like, bye, and then she'd be like, bye, like how Navajo
Yeah,
old
yeah, yeah.
ladies they don't really know how to talk Navajo.
Mhm.
That's how she would talk. She'd be like, okay, bye, or she'd be like, good
Aw.
night,
Aw.
Yeah.
Aw,
Yep.
that's so
Yeah, I
sweet.
miss her.
Well, along the line of Navajo, I honestly cannot hear a like the typical Navajo accent. You don't have that.
Oh, I
Have
don't
you
have it.
been? Yeah, have you been told that before?
I feel like some people say that I do at some things that I say,
Mhm.
but not a lot of people say that I do. No.
Yeah, I don't pick up a Navajo accent from you. Um, do you feel like you could try?
Try to have a Navajo accent.
Yeah, like, do you think you could, like, kind of like, I don't know, imitate one?
It's yeah. In some of my videos back in the day, I have done it
Well,
with
I
me and
know you.
Jerkson.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of your crazy videos with Jerickson, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, those
But
ones there, I had some Navajo accent in there, but I don't think I could do it now. I don't have a superpower like Jerkson does.
oh,
Speaking of Lefty, look at
oh,
Lefty.
hi, Lexi.
Oh, he has to. I don't know where he's going.
He acts like he's like walking by some paparazzi. He's like,
Yeah, he's being all popular. All right, guys, I'll be back.
Lexi, we're waiting for your cuddle pods for your channel for.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. um, so let's see. Um, I don't know if I don't know if you ever like think about this, but is there a particular native tribe that you're very interested in when it comes to their language that you just find so interesting?
I really find because my nephew and my niece, they're Hopi, half Hopi,
Okay,
half Navajo. I really
okay.
find some of their traditions to be very interesting, and I'm
Mhm,
super happy that they're very traditional because they always go to their dances. And my
mhm,
nephew is very traditional in that way
mhm.
because I even told him come over here and spend some time with me, but he says, "Yeah, I would, but there's a dance and I got to take part of the dance." And I'm like, "All right, then. Well, I understand that." So look at this guy. Hello.
Hi.
Look,
Oh,
so
oh, can I
handsome.
take
Look
a
at him.
screenshot? You guys come together.
Like,
Come
she
on.
wants to take a screenshot of us.
Yeah, right
Get
there.
closer.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah, so
Okay, cool. Thank you. That's so
that's
cute. Um, do you do you feel like you would like to learn Hopi at some point?
no. I wouldn't
No.
want to learn Hopi. I find their dances and things interesting. I learned
Mhm.
some things through my nephew and my niece, but as far as the language, I only know To'o, which means grandma,
Okay.
and um Kwake or something. Never mind. I don't know that much. I don't know that. I only know So'o.
Aw, well, that's more than I know. I don't know anything.
And
Aw.
then one of my homies, he lives right here at San Domingo. I think that his language is really interesting. He's a San
Oh.
Domingo Pueblo.
Mhm.
You know Eagle Boy.
Eagle
Have you know?
Boy? No.
Yeah, you don't know him. Yeah, I haven't talked to him like over a year and a half probably, but he his language was always interesting. He went on that tour with us during the summertime when we went to different schools, and
Oh,
he
okay.
did the opening prayer and he did some songs, and I always thought his
Oh.
language was interesting.
Oh, I'm gonna write that down just so I can like look that up. You said Eagle Boy?
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, yeah. That's interesting. When you were growing up, did you at any point live in a hogan or experience that hogan life?
Yeah, when we were small, my me, my sister, my brother, and my mom and my dad, we lived in a hogan at Sunlina,
Mhm.
and I don't really remember too much about it because I was still a baby,
Mhm.
but we did live there, and we lived there for a couple of years. And I started to gain memory probably around when we used to live in Chinle. There was a housing
Mhm.
over there, and we used to
Mhm.
live over there. Yeah, but the
Okay.
majority of the time we were living in Blue Gap. The house is between my mom's house and my house.
Oh, okay.
But we
I
never had water and electricity, so we definitely know about that life.
Okay. So you definitely like hauled water. You had kerosene lamp. Did you at any point have like a generator?
We have a generator now. That's the way we get electricity to build the houses that we're building.
Okay.
Um,
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
yeah, but I finally hired an electrician to do the electric wiring in my house.
Mhm. Oh
And
yay.
yeah, for now, he's going to connect it through a generator. So every time I go home, like that party we're going to have on the 29th,
Mm-hmm.
everything is going to be ran through the generator. Um,
Oh.
yeah. So everybody's going to have experienced the life of going to an outhouse and having no way to charge their phone unless they charge it in their cars.
Oh no. I feel like all the YouTubers are gonna be like, I can't record because it's dying. I'm just kidding.
Everybody, yeah, a lot of people are probably gonna be out of place, but I know that there's some people
Are
that
gonna
know, you know.
appreciate it.
I hope they appreciate it. Yeah.
It'll be like a good recharge. I feel like it would just be a good recharge, getting away from, the technology. And it's one night, seriously.
Are you going?
I want to go, but I'm not able to go. So I'm
Mm,
so sorry.
it's okay. Don't be sorry
Yeah.
to me. Be sorry to everybody who's looking forward to
Oh my
seeing you.
gosh. Oh my, seriously, no one would care if I showed up or not.
Oh yeah, people will care. People
No,
are
they're all
asking
going,
who.
they're going for you.
Yeah, that's facts. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, see? You're like, yep. Can't be humble about that.
Yeah, can't be humble about that. That's facts.
Oh. So growing up, yeah, did you herd sheep at any point?
Nah, not really. I always played. That was my thing. I had a
Okay.
really vivid imagination when it came to my action figures and also playing just regular playing. Like I was
Aw.
down. I should have won a fucking Oscar or a Grammy for the way I used to play, dude. I was really good at playing.
Isn't that crazy? Like, I feel like when we were kids, we didn't need items to help us get creative. We were like,
Hmm.
boom, boom, like with a stick
Yeah,
and like, just like, we're like, oh, grenades. And it's like a pine cone or whatever.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
and then now, like, when you grow into adulthood, there's people who have to like use certain things to help them get creative. And it's like, no, you
Mm,
have that. Like, that's born with you.
yeah. Um, Last year, me, Lefty, and one of our other friends went down the ditch, and we were digging tunnels.
Hmm.
And those tunnels down the ditch lasted literally like 4 or 5 months. Even
Oh
though
my
the
God.
water would run through the ditch, I would always
Mhm.
see those tunnels that we made.
Oh
Yeah, it
my
was
god.
pretty cool.
Speaking of tunnels, did you ever make tunnels or like roads for your Hot Wheels or your cars or whatever? Or your
Yeah,
marbles?
yeah, yeah, yeah. We set the marble up at top and let it go all the way down. Yeah.
Aw. Those are like certain things that I remember of my childhood that I like. I'm so sad my babies don't experience that because honestly, the sand here in the city is so different than the sand out on the Navajo Nation. I feel like the sand here, even the gravel, is like dirty because we have
Mm.
all these animals peeing on everything, and it's like, but yeah,
That's true.
just blessing their urine. Have you have you ever played Navajo winter games?
I know that we tried to do a shoe game before, but we didn't really do it. But I don't know if Navajo 10 is a winter game, but me and my family played Navajo 10 like two
Mhm.
Christmases ago,
Okay.
and it was fun. We did good. I forgot how to play it though. I don't think I can play it now.
Okay. Now, when you played Navajo 10, did you like add in the money aspect or was it just the game, the cards?
Money, I believe, was $200 the first round, and then the next
Mm-hmm.
round we just played like with sticks, like
Mm.
matchsticks.
Okay.
Yeah,
Have you ever been into like a casino to gamble?
I've done it 3 times,
Oh.
and these are like over the years.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it one time at Cliff Castle Casino with one of my homies. He gave me $20, and he said, "Here, try it." And I tried it, and I didn't win anything.
Oh
And
no.
then the second time was here in Albuquerque. I know I tried it. I think it was over here at this casino.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know what it's called, Sandia. And then there's another one on this side. No, I think me and Jerickson, I think we were in Toppenish, Washington, or somewhere, but we got free play, and I tried it there, and I lost. I lose all the time. I'm not. Every time I gambled, I lost. I even lose to
No.
rock paper scissors to Lefty all the time.
Oh my
It's definitely not for me. It's
You're
not for
like,
me.
no. So you haven't tried like the um what do you call it? It's like on your phone when you bet on basketball games or football games. Oh,
Nah,
okay.
never done that. Nah, I guess you could say it. I guess you could say I'm not a betting man anymore. Ever since I've had horrible experiences in
Oh
betting.
no. Well, yeah, I've never bet in my life. So,
Oh, really? You never
yeah.
have you been to casino?
My first time I went to a casino last year in October. We went to Las Vegas. We went to the When We Were Young festival, and we stayed at the casino hotel or whatever. Apparently, those big hotels or resorts, or whatever, have like casinos at the bottom. And
Mm-hmm.
so, literally, when we get to this casino parking lot, it smells like an ashtray. And I'm like holding my breath and I'm just like, and then I'm like, I'm gonna pass out. And my husband's like, it's not that bad. Like, it's not. And I'm like, I can't breathe. And so we go into the casino and I'm literally like vlogging my whole trip because that's what I did. But like, I didn't put the whole footage into my video because I was listening to myself and I was like, oh my gosh, it sounded like I was dying.
Yeah.
I was like breathing heavy. Anyways, that was my first time in a casino. I was completely in shock about all the color. Like it looked like an arcade. And I was like,
Yeah, it
this
looks
is how
nice.
they get you. This is how they
Yeah,
get you. They're
exactly.
like, hey, come win or whatever. And I'm like, nope, they're all like the claw game to me. I feel like that claw game, you feel like you could get something, but you never do.
Hmm.
So for me, I'm just like, I don't bet with. Oh, whoa, I lost you for a second.
I know, 2 hours. Remember that happens all the
Oh,
time.
oh, yeah. It's
Yeah.
but
I'm all
like
used to it now. 2 hours.
I thought it was the casinos. They're like, shh, I'm just kidding.
They're
No,
gonna tell.
but yeah, I went there for the first time and it was really awful.
Yeah, you have to have a certain amount of luck to be able to go into a casino. I have no luck at all. I swear,
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Well,
luck or skill. I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, I don't have it.
I think it's just like what counting or something. I know people say it's like counters or counting or something like that. But I think that's
Maybe.
illegal too. So scratch that. Not trying to get y'all in trouble.
Hmm.
Okay, so with this house that you are building, I wanted to know what is your main decor sense? Like, what is your style? Like, when your house is finished, what is your style?
I want it to be more. I want it to be modern. You know,
Okay.
I want to have my appliances be gray, red, and black.
Oh,
Yeah. So I have like I want my cabinets to be black, and then the
okay.
wall to be red, and then the cabinets to be black, and then the fridge to be gray, and then
Okay.
on top of the roof, I want it to be gray, and I want it to be different colors. I don't want it to.
Mhm.
I don't want the whole like one whole living room to be one color. I want it
Mhm.
to be like the north side of the wall to be black, the south side to be red, and
Mhm.
then the other side to be gray. Kind of just mix it up, you know.
Yeah, like feature
And
walls.
yeah, yeah. And my
Mhm.
restroom, oh my God, my restroom. I want my restroom to be. I want to have a walk-in shower,
Ah,
and I want to have. I always wanted those shower heads to where it's like just like rain
the
coming down.
rainfall.
That's what I really really want in my house. Yeah. And as far as my kids' room, I don't know if you saw the last video. I don't know. Do you have TikTok? Are you following me on TikTok or no?
I have TikTok, but I don't go on it like at all ish. So no.
Ish. Oh, so I separated my kids' room last weekend.
Mhm.
So you go upstairs. They're not really big rooms, but they're rooms. So go
Mhm. Mhm.
upstairs, take a left, go straight into my daughter's room is straight. You go down the little hallway, and the one at the end is gonna be my son's room.
Mhm.
Both of my son's room. They're gonna have to share a room because I don't have three rooms. And
Okay.
if you go to the left, it's gonna be my room, and obviously my room is gonna be the biggest house. I mean, biggest room, just because I don't know, just because. And then
Because it's the king's domain.
exactly, and then I want each room to have a fan.
Mhm.
I already have the fans picked out, and I want my daughter's room to. She loves Disneyland, so
Aw.
I want to have a Disneyland theme for her
Mhm.
and make it more like
Cute.
I don't. It's hard for me to talk about it because like I'm not there 100% of the time, but
Right.
I would love for me to teach I love to teach my daughter that um yeah, anyways, I want her room to have like a Disney theme, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then for my
Mhm.
sons, I want them to have like a Marvel and a DC kind of vibe because I already
Mhm.
started buying action figures for them for a while now. So I have an idea to where I'll have like a counter and I'll just set all the action figures on there for them. So
Mhm.
that's my idea for them. And they're gonna have a bunk bed in my son's room because there's two of them, and my
Mhm.
daughter's only gonna have. I had this idea of not having doors on their rooms, not yet, just have an open door. We were
Mhm.
always raised with no rooms. Me, my sister, my brother. We never had separate rooms, so we didn't
Mhm.
have that much privacy. And I believe that's the reason why we're so close today is because everything that happened between the family was in that little house that we lived in, and
Mhm.
there was no separation between us. We all knew everything about each other, and I believe that that's what made us a little closer.
Mhm.
And I don't like the idea of kids having their own rooms with the door because I would love to know what's going on all the time, and I would love to just be able to just walk in and check on them
Mhm.
whenever I feel like it.
Mhm.
And obviously, like when my daughter gets older, she'll need a door, and the
Mhm.
same for my sons too. But
Mhm.
I I don't know. We're living in a different age now to where it's not that's not possible to have kids and them not having their own rooms. You know.
Yeah. And then you also have to think about like the safety aspect. A door on a bedroom is a sure way to protect from like a fire. Like should a fire happen, those doors are there for that. And then also believe it or not, sometimes we experience hurt from people we know. So you just want to like safeguard against that too, because you never know
Yeah.
people in your family.
Hmm.
And sometimes those things can happen to you. So like doors can serve a
Hmm.
purpose, but I totally understand what you're saying,
Hmm.
about the doors there. Because I felt like that early on too. But it's just different. Different families, different, opinions.
Yeah, that's true. I respect that. That's true.
Yeah.
I think that my 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 daughter's mom and I already know as far as allowing and just anybody to hold her or be in her presence. We are very
Mhm.
cautious of who interacts with her. We're
Mhm.
really protective, even down to just me myself. I don't want to put her in a situation where she's uncomfortable with me. Even when
Mhm.
I see her for the first time in a couple weeks,
Mhm.
it's very hard for me not to just go over there and grab her and hug her because that's what I
Mhm.
want to do. I just want to go over there and
Mhm.
grab her. But if she's
Mhm.
not feeling in the mood for that, I go over to her, she's looking at me, and then I go down to her level, and then I ask
Mhm.
her, "Can I have a hug?" And sometimes she says no, and that breaks my heart. And I just got to
Yeah.
be like, "Okay, it's fine." And then I just don't hug her, you know. And I just give her that time to warm up to me, and then
Mhm.
sooner or later she'll be like, "Dad,
Yeah.
up" or something, and then I pick her up, and
Yeah.
then there I hug her. But
Oh.
I do my best not to just grab her and then hug her like that.
Um,
Yeah.
I just want to say very quickly, I totally applaud you on that. That is like one of the biggest things that I feel very strongly on. I feel like as parents or even adults, we should be asking our children, is it okay if I hug you? May I please have a hug? And if your child or some other child, like if it's your niece, nephew, or whoever, if they say like no, it's not okay to say, "Why? You need to give me a hug," or, "Oh, that makes me sad," because our child is not, um they are not protective of our feelings. We're supposed to teach them autonomy. We're supposed to teach them to be able to make those decisions and trust their body. So I totally applaud you on that. Like, I'm super, super happy that you do that. It literally
Mm,
just it's really, really nice that you do that. So I'm so happy that you do think about it like that and that you're able to come, let her come to you on your own timing. It's
mm.
definitely something that kind of goes against our natural because we just want to like hug someone. So
Yeah,
I
especially your
applaud you.
kid, your own child. Yeah,
Yeah,
and like I said,
yeah,
like when I ask her for a hug sometimes, and then she says no, or she says mom, and then I don't just grab her. It's hard for me not to just grab her and hug her and kiss her and say I love you or what. But like I
mm-hmm.
said, it hurts the same every single time when you're your own
Yeah,
daughter. You want to hug her, and then she says no, and but she eventually warms up, and then she'll come at you, and then she'll give me a hug, and then it's
yeah.
all good.
I
Yeah,
ask my
it's all good for
children
me.
the same thing. I mean, it's a little different because I see my children every day, but I
Mm.
make sure to ask them. And I know it sounds silly, like you ask your child each time. I do. So like when my daughter's hurt, I'm like, "Can I hug you?" Or in the morning, I'm like, "Good morning, may I have a hug?" Or like it's become so natural that I give them that decision. But I
Yeah,
hear what you're saying. I'm glad that you and your children's moms are like really supportive in that. Just kind of knowing like co-parenting is one of the biggest things to learn how to journey. So I'm happy for you. I mean, it's not
yeah,
always easy, but
no, definitely not easy, and I don't. Yeah, it's definitely not easy, but somehow, somehow
mhm,
it works. And for me and my daughter's mom,
mhm,
um, we're good. Like we're
mhm,
okay, but it's not 100% perfect all the time. And
right,
I do have the ability to visit my daughter whenever I can, which is a good
mhm,
thing. And I always say it in my podcast or wherever I'm talking is that I don't visit as much as I should probably, but I feel like in time when she's able to do things like go to the bathroom by herself or take a shower by herself, just be more aware of how to take care of herself without her
mhm,
mom being there. I feel like then it'd be a little more easy for me to take care of her, But as
mhm,
if it were like for my sons, it's a whole different story. And even though they do have that choice too, also, if I
mhm,
can give you a
mhm,
hug or not,
yeah,
um, it's just different because they're young men and I'm a man, and It would be like
Mhm.
I could change them with no problem. You know, I could
Mhm.
be around them. I can help them go to the restroom with no problem. It's different like that. The connection would be a lot more different.
Mm.
But yeah, I haven't seen my boys in over a year and a half, so it's definitely hard to talk about them. You know,
Yeah.
I talk about them to my mom and my sister because they like 100%
Right.
know everything. You know,
Right.
and they know how to comfort me in that situation. Sometimes it gets overwhelming, yo. Like sometimes it gets overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
I know that they're being taken care of. I know that their
Mhm.
mom takes care of the boys very, very well. And I know that I know she does everything in her power to make sure that they're good and they're
Mhm.
happy. And I respect that. I respect that. And even my daughter's mom, she does everything in her power to make sure that my daughter is good too. You know,
Mhm.
so it almost feels as if I have a little less stress. Not that my stress is more important than theirs or my kids, but
Right. Right.
I feel
Right.
like I feel like I could sleep better. I know it sounds selfish, but I feel like I could sleep better. I could have a little of ease, peace, knowing
Mhm.
that my kids' mom will do anything
Mhm.
in their power to make sure that my kids are okay and happy and
Right.
eating and are
Right.
healthy and they're being taken care of, you know?
Yeah, and that's not selfish at all. I know it kind of can sound like it when you say it, but how
Yeah.
it comes across, it's not. It's not selfish at all. It really just shows how secure they are, and that's
Mhm.
ultimately what we want at the end of the day. But when I was thinking of doing the live tonight, I was even telling a couple because I did have a couple people like bring in some questions to my email, and a lot of them like were wanting to know questions about your family, but I was like, nope. I was like, that's not something I'm gonna touch on. I'm not gonna ask about your history with your children and them. I respect them so much, and also, for you, like you have people in your life who you talk to about that, and I think that's like kind of where it should stay. But I'm really
True.
proud of you though. So
Thank you.
I'm happy that you're progressing and just everything's, getting there. But before we do end our live, I had like two lighthearted questions.
Oh, we're
um,
about to end already. It's only 2 hours and 30 minutes.
no, I have to end on my part because we had a loss,
Oh
a
no, I'm
loss
sorry.
of a loved one. No, it's okay. So, I just have a lot of things to do, like
That's
tomorrow. So I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I have to somehow hit the hay. I don't know how because I cannot go to sleep early for the life of me. um, but I wanted to ask you, you've asked all of the ladies that you've interviewed so far, two things. Who is your favorite YouTuber and who is your favorite native YouTuber?
Let me see.
If you even have a native YouTuber.
I don't have a favorite native YouTuber. Yeah.
Ah, shucks, not Navajo.
Yeah, I don't have a favorite native YouTuber, and I'm not sorry to say that because um I don't know. I just don't. And even TikTok, I don't have a favorite native to watch on TikTok. As a matter of fact, when I'm watching TikTok and a native pops up on my For You page,
Yeah.
I scroll. I scroll. I don't want to watch them. I don't want to get to know what they're up to. I don't want to I just don't because I don't know. They just kind of rub me the wrong way on TikTok. And I told the people this the other day. I said, um, one time I was watching TikTok and some of the women that you already know who the activist feminist women are. You can just tell. And I scrambled. I went on her page and then she was talking and she looked down and she saw my name and she said, "Hold on, guys, I gotta take this guy off." And she clicked my name and then she blocked me from her channel. And then the notification came up that said, "This user blocked you from their channel, from your page." And I really, I really believe that there's a lot of women on TikTok who don't like me, and I know that for a fact, and that's just because my some of the rumors that were circulating about me in the past,
Mhm.
some things that some people know. You'd be surprised at how many people call me a narcissist and being toxic and being super
Oh
masculine.
man.
Yeah, it happens all
Oh
the time,
man.
and it's fine. I mean, I try to embrace my masculinity, and I feel like a lot of
Mhm.
men need to do the same thing. And that's another
Yeah.
thing that I try to teach men is
Yeah.
that they need to embrace their natural masculinity.
Mhm.
It's just what we were born with, so we need to embrace it and not try to conform to being more um, feminine. Even though sometimes it's good to be emotional and it's good to be expressive, we shouldn't fully dive into being super hardcore feminine because that's just it goes against nature, the laws of nature as far as being a man. You know what I'm saying? So I try to encourage men, we have to be more masculine. We have to embrace that about ourselves. So, anyways, I know that I know that a lot of TikTokers feel that way about me. So
Oh,
it,
sorry. Well, not
it's out.
sorry, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
sorry for you. I'm sorry for them.
It's all good though. It's okay though, because I'm able to accept it. At first, when that first happened, I was like, "What the hell did that just really happen?" And I was confused, and I'm like, and then I thought about it for the day, and I was like, you know what? This is just bound to happen. It's
Yeah.
bound to happen, and I feel like that's another reason why I was never really trying to blow up on TikTok, not
Mhm.
blow up, but do any content on TikTok because I feel like
Right.
that energy is there already, and it's just waiting for me. It's just waiting for me to start uploading content there so that they can get me,
Oh
and
my
it
gosh.
will, it'll happen. I already know that it's gonna happen, and I'm trying to prepare myself mentally for it. But honestly, I don't think emotionally I'm ready to face all of that right now.
Mhm. Mhm.
But one of these days, I'm gonna have to face. I'm gonna have to face it. And whether if it's just me against all the Native women on TikTok, or me and my homies against it, it's bound to happen. And I believe that a lot of people will have my back too,
It's like
because
the
they,
apocalypse is coming.
yeah. It's gonna happen. So it's just I don't know. It's just gonna happen. But I don't have a favorite native YouTuber. I'm sorry to say, but actually, like I said, I'm not sorry to say. I don't have a favorite native YouTuber, and I don't have a favorite native TikToker neither. But my favorite YouTuber that's not native,
Just in
mm,
general.
oh, yeah, in general, um,
Sorry. Uh-huh.
the most people, the most I watch on YouTube would probably be from Steve will do it.
Steve will do
But
it. Does he like do
yeah,
anything?
yeah, he does anything.
Mhm.
He does a lot of things for the people. He buys like people like food or a new house. He gives money
Mhm.
away to people who are working hard, or he travels
Mhm.
a lot. He parties a lot. He used to drink a lot, um, and he doesn't do YouTube no more because YouTube banned him. So now he's on
Oh
Rumble.
no.
Yeah,
Oh no. I don't even know what Rumble is. Dude, I live under a rock.
it's just like it's
Oh,
just another platform where people can upload videos on. It's mo-
okay.
it's got less guidelines. Like you could
Um,
literally do and say anything, like basically anything and say anything you want on there.
oh my gosh, that's
I,
crazy.
I think maybe one day I'm gonna have to go over there.
Oh,
But
bye
I hit
everyone. Come follow me.
yeah, I hit 5K the other day though on YouTube, which is pretty good. 5,000 subscribers. Hmm.
And here you were like, the Navajo Mama has so much followers. I'm like, no, I don't. And here you are creeping up
What
5K.
are what are you
Yay!
at?
I honestly don't know. I know I'm over five though,
Yeah, you were. Yeah, last time I
but I'm
checked, you were
not.
over five.
I'm not growing as much anymore, honestly. When I first started out my blog, I really wanted to gear towards like homeschool and lifestyle, just kind of like mom life opinion in general. Um, and then I did a couple videos of up north, like with my family on the Navajo Nation, and that really took it like I really just like went from 0 to like 75. And
Mm.
but after that I started having more requests to do more Navajo vlogs. And I'm like, dude, I don't even live on the Navajo Nation. That's so hard for me to do. Just kind of like, oh my gosh. But my content is like I do have the subscriber like count there, but view wise, I like struggle to get a view. Like if I'm being honest, like I struggle getting like views, and that's okay. Like that's all right. That's why when people are like, "Oh, you have over 5K or whatever," I'm just like, like okay, like
The
woo.
majority of your watchers are women, though, huh?
Majority are women. However, most of the men are commenters. Like they comment the
Mm,
most. Like I think the
mm.
ladies are more silent. I think I'm having that stalker issue again coming up because I've been having like
Uh-oh.
someone knocking on our windows and stuff. And then like someone was knocking, yeah, at the door, and I looked through the little peephole, and I was like a guy with a cap, and I didn't open the door because I was like, for one, I'm not afraid. I'll like open a door and be like, "What do you want? Can you leave?" I'm not afraid. Like I'll have like a bat or have my mace spray, whatever, you know. Um, and I'm not scared. But my husband is more of the one who's like, "Hey, you can't do that. Like you need to be careful. Like don't open the door. Like if I'm home, tell me." Like he's super protective like that. Whereas
Mhm.
for me, I would just be like, "What do you want? Like, can I help you, sir? Like, you need me to pray for you? You need to go. Like, bye."
Pray for you.
But yeah, just how it is.
Yeah. Do you guys believe in bearing arms or no?
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. I carry, so I know how.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, we used to have like a compartment under our seat, like a security box with the gun in there, when we had a truck. But we no longer have that truck, so it's a little bit hard to do that right now with our current vehicle. But if we were to at some point be able to put in like a custom lock, like a little lock center area, then I would be able to carry again because I just don't want it like under. That would not be good with my littles.
Yeah. You teach
Mm.
them gun safety though now, right?
Oh yeah. So my 7 year old and my two older, so my 7, 9, and 12 year old, they know about guns. They know like the do's and don'ts. We actually take gun classes for our homeschool. So our homeschool, we do like curriculums in every aspect of life. So one of the important things to me is learning how to carry a gun, how to be knowledgeable. And I tell them, you be careful with a water gun and even a Nerf gun and a paintball gun. Like they're all
Mm,
still guns and you treat them with the same respect. So like it's a lot, but they know. So
mm.
I love that for them.
Yeah, that's good.
Hmm.
I'm glad you keep I'm glad you keep a gun around. That's important. I'm trying to teach my mom and my sister that they need to have one, but they're
Hmm.
really afraid of it.
Yeah,
But
you have to take classes a little bit, to kind of warm yourself up. Also, I think if something very bad happens, you kind of get scared from that, and you're like, oh, the importance of having a gun is definitely a need.
hmm, yeah,
Mhm. Well, I have
everyone else in my
like
family carry.
Mhm.
What?
Oh, go ahead. They all carry.
Yeah, everybody else in my family, we all have firearms, and I
Mm,
never go anywhere without mine. I constantly have it on me.
mm,
So yeah, I had to not use it, but definitely had it came in handy in some situations that I was
mm.
in several times actually. So it's definitely important. And you said you homeschool your kids. Why do you homeschool your kids?
We homeschool our kids because for us it's a better fit. I'm able to help them kind of where they're at. So let's take, for example, my oldest. He is very strong in reading, writing, spelling. His math is just, at average. And so with homeschooling, we're able to do like more resources. I'm able to help him more, take it at our pace. We homeschool all throughout the year. So we don't do like a summer break, but we do take breaks for like
Oh,
Thanksgiving and for Christmas, or when one of us is sick, we're able to like take a little bit of a break during that time. But we love homeschooling. We are constantly hiking. We do a lot of like math, language arts. We do like geography, science. We do like our Bible devotions. We have a homeschool rock climbing team that we do. So my
oh,
kids
cool.
are rock climbers. They do jujitsu 3 times a week. They play tennis. They're heavily into sports. So we're able to get all these, I don't know, all of these different type of interests all in there. And then, like my daughter Omi, she is above her grade in reading, and she's above her grade in math. And then
Nice.
my 7-year old, he's 2 grades above in his math, and then for his reading, he's just at his normal like level. So all of them are a little bit different. So that's why we homeschool. I've wanted to homeschool for so long. It literally just allows us to be flexible and for me to be able to teach them in the type of values and skills that I want them to know. So, but we have
Hmm.
exposure. Like, I know a lot of people like, what about their social life? Like, are they just in a bubble? But no, we have a lot of homeschool friends that we meet up with. They have like best friends. Like there's like a group of like 20 of them. Literally, when we go meet up, there's 20 of the children. Like it's so cool. But we do like tons of field trips. We go like to the worm farm. Yeah, it's crazy. We do a lot.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. And then it gives you that opportunity to focus, to be more intimate with the student, right? And then you get to
Correct.
focus
Yeah.
more on whatever subject that they're struggling on. Because in
Yeah.
public schools, you can't get that from the teachers because they got too
Yeah,
many
and
kids to look
they
over.
kind of pass you along too. Like sometimes they do that in public school, they just pass you along. So like even though you're going to the next grade, you still don't really know your division facts or like all of these
Mm.
other items. So it's really nice. But I have a lot more questions that I want to ask you. So after you're done with all the round of ladies who are interviewing you, can we just do like a casual like live or whatever? And I'll
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, because that would be pretty fun. Like I can go on my channel, you can go on yours, and we'll just kind of join and just kind of talk. Because I have like some points I wanted to ask you about, but with
Okay,
the time constraints, I'm not able to.
that's fine. Yeah, we could do that. We can schedule. We don't have to even schedule it. Just whenever it works. After all the other
Okay.
days, probably be more of a at the end of August or
What?
even in the beginning of
Just kidding.
October. Yeah, it goes.
Okay.
Or well, that's just the order of the people who I have lined up. But we can do it any random time, like on a Saturday or
Okay.
something. Yeah, just
Okay.
whenever.
I'll like let you know and then just tell me like, oh, that doesn't work or that works.
Okay, that sounds good.
Aw.
But
Well, I hope I did your channel justice, guys. I hope I like was not too boring. But yeah. And thank you, Dermot. And it was so great to get to know you. And I really loved hearing about your decor style. Just kind of figuring you out as a parent, as a person. So I really like that. Thank you. It was an honor to be on your channel.
thank you. You were not boring, by the way. You had some pretty good, interesting questions.
Aw.
But yeah, thank you for taking the time. And sorry about your loss. And just, did you take time for yourself yet?
No.
That's important. You gotta do that.
No.
Something,
I'm going
anything.
to after this. I'm just gonna like literally, just kind of take some time, get a really good long shower in, and just
Mm,
do that. So,
that's good. Do
well,
that. Me and Lefty are probably gonna play some Madden right now. Our night is
um,
probably not. We're not close to ending
yay!
our night yet.
That means I like left in time so you guys can have your bro night.
We have bromance all the time.
Aw. Well, with that
Yeah,
fire
just
starting in the background, who could pass that on?
no. We're gonna pop open some
Pop in
sparkling
some
water.
Usher.
Some Usher. No, this was fun. It was cool that you had some questions for me. I was happy to answer every one of your questions that you had. It was dope. Thank you for keeping it simple, respectful,
Mhm.
and um, thank you for not asking those questions that people were emailing you. I have an idea of some of the questions that people probably wanted you to ask me, but even if you did ask me, I would have still answered it.
Well,
It's not a
I
problem.
don't want to because that's not the person I am. And I'm like, I'm so respectful of you and your channel and your following. And I really trust that you know where to put your information at. So that's good for me.
Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
everybody on the live, don't forget to tune in next Wednesday. We will be going live with Anna Lynn. She will be taking over the live. I feel like that one. I don't know what she's gonna ask me on that side. Probably more of a man versus woman type of vibe. I would
Um,
think. I don't know.
you're gonna have to let me know what type of vibe I gave this thing.
Okay, I will. I'll text it to you. I gotta
Okay.
let it. I gotta let it simmer.
You're like, I gotta decompress.
Yeah,
Hope I didn't
yeah.
traumatize you.
Nah, 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 nah. I don't want people to.
um,
I don't want people to misunderstand anything that I said about women and men. I don't want people to think that I hate women. Man, I love women, and I really feel like it's I I don't hate women. I love women,
mhm,
and
mhm,
I don't hate men neither. I love men, and I believe in everybody being able to make their own choice and their own decisions and whatever they believe in. I'm not one to
mhm.
judge. I'm only one to just share my opinion. That's it. So
Well,
people out
you
there don't
are,
think that.
yeah, you're certainly a cool dude. So, everyone here, thank you so, so much. Oh, Big P says he likes how I say, or it's cool to hear me say Big P. Big P. And then, and then Tanya said, before you end, can I get Sarah to say Albuquerque?
Albuquerque,
Albuquerque. It's Albuquerque.
Albuquerque,
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque.
Albu.
I can't
Albuquerque.
disrespect. I can't disrespect Albuquerque that way or myself, so I can't
You
say it
weren't
like
even born there.
that.
If we were
I
in Mean
wasn't.
Girls, those girls would be like, he doesn't even
You
go
don't even
here.
go here. Yeah, but my aunt was buried in Albuquerque.
Oh, okay, I take that back. Um,
I'm just kidding. It wasn't. I'll just show you. It was
oh,
buried where Central is right now.
oh, I bet you
That
and
was funny.
Lefties were buried together. Just kidding.
Yeah, no, they weren't. They actually were tied in a knot together and then buried.
Oh, and then in a heart. Just kidding. Well, have
Thank
a
you for
good
your time.
night.
Okay.
Yes. Bye, everyone. Good
All right.
night.
Good night. We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye. All right, everybody. That was Navajo Mama. Thank you so much for joining the live, Navajo Mama. I'm excited to. I'm looking forward to next week with Anna Lynn. Just an FYI, everybody, Anna Lynn will be on the live next week on Wednesday around the same time. She'll be taking over the live, so I believe she has a list of questions also to ask me. So if you're interested in that, feel free to come by next week on Wednesday and join the live. Don't be afraid to share your comments or ask some questions, or if you have some questions that you want her to ask, um, I believe she has a Instagram that you can hit up, or maybe just put it on her community tab or something. But I'm gonna drop the flyer for her her conversation in a little bit. Probably tomorrow I'll drop the flyer. So be sure to tune in for that, and don't forget that we are hosting the first annual Arrows Party House Party on July 29th. It's gonna start at 8 p.m. and end at 3 p.m. All of you guys are invited. Just remember to bring your own camping gear, bring your own bug spray, bring some food if you want to bring some food. We'll have volleyball, music, karaoke, Madden tournaments, foosball tournaments, a kissing booth by yours truly, Lefty. He'll be giving out free hickeys all night. And you guys are more than welcome to bring your camping gear and sleep over. All right, family friendly event. So please don't bring alcohol. If you bring alcohol, I will have you escorted. away from my home. Like I don't want alcohol in my house or around my house. I don't even want to smell alcohol. So if that's what you're into, don't bring it anywhere near my home. Other things are welcome, just not crystal meth. Don't be bringing that G stuff to my house neither. But if you're 420 friendly, I have nothing against that. Just don't do it around other people's children because some people are not too fond of that. Okay, so oh yeah, see, Anna Lynn's ready for that live. She said she's about to get real, real quick. I'm excited for that live. Like I said, I will answer any questions that come my way. I'm not shy to answer any questions. But Anna Lynn next week on Wednesday, okay? And tomorrow I will also be going live with LOG Rez, and he will be promoting his event that's happening on the 22nd, which is this coming weekend. Me and Lefty will be performing over there at that event. As a matter of fact, him and I are going to jump on the laptop and we are going to rehearse our set list. It will be 20 minutes long. And you guessed it right. We will be singing Watermelon, Kamikaze, and also Forgot Your Name and Mask Off. Those are the songs that we will be performing on Saturday. So we're really excited. We got some things happening. Tomorrow, I may go to Phoenix to pick up Jerickson. So, Anna Lynn, if you're watching, I'm still waiting on that Angry Crab Shack on you because your boy's broke. Super, super broke. Once again, I appreciate all of you guys for watching this live. I hope you guys all have a good night. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Tell your family you love them. Tonight, before you go to sleep, drink a cup of water. All right. And Rezi, if you're watching this, you're my boy, big dog. Lefty, if you're watching this, better bring your ass in here so we can rehearse. Jerickson, if you're watching this, I don't know what to say about you, big dog. Something wrong with you. The rest of you guys, take care. All right. Peace out. Have a good night. Later.